Hey everyone, how's it going? Figured we'd do some more Genshin Impact today. I honestly think we'll largely be doing Genshin Impact until the new Fire Emblem Warriors game comes out on Friday. Which at that point we'll probably be doing that for quite a bit, but I basically saved up, I think I've mentioned this, the entirety of this event right here, because I think it finally did fully unlock today, so that we could do it today and maybe tomorrow. I do have family plans later for Father's Day, but I have, a few hours until then. But I figured it'd be fun to just kind of do this all at once, since we've done some of the other events that did take a while to do all at once, and then it, slowly releases over time, so it's hard to do it consecutively. So I figured we'd just see how far we could get today, and then kind of go from there. But yeah, I've heard this event's pretty fun. I used to be able to, so fun fact, I used to be able to play when I entered my vocal music program. Oh, Byron's talking.
There doesn't seem to be a festival going on anywhere near here. The atmosphere isn't festive at all.
Well, if it's an Ito Gang festival, it's probably not quite the same thing, Paimon.
Maybe they'll know something.
But yeah, so when I entered my, I'm gonna turn down the volume just a little bit. But when I entered my vocal music program for a semester at college before I had to leave due to like it's expensive, especially in the US for college. I could play like over 20 instruments because I went to a school where because we didn't have the biggest band size, we needed people who could learn new instruments, do different stuff. And I always tell people the same thing, like if you can play certain versions of saxophone, certain brass instruments, you can play other ones with a little bit of work. But I am still terrible at rhythm games. Like I've only tried things like Osu a couple times, but I'm not good at them. So I have to see how I do at this game.
Oh, do you
It'll be
need help with
interesting.
anything?
It's supposed to be a festival soon.
What? A festival?
There's
I
no
haven't heard
way.
anything about a festival
This
coming
is
up.
not just Ito doing something he's not supposed to.
Could you be more specific? What festival are you talking about exactly? Almighty Arataki?
Yeah. Great and glorious
The
Drumalong.
Almighty Arataki Great and Glorious Drumalong Festival, organized by the Arataki Gang.
There's no
Yes,
way this is
the
an
same
official.
Arataki gang who made a scene at the Iridori Festival?
Mm.
So you're here for the unauthorized,
Hey man.
unprofessional, and unofficial event, huh?
What?
Yeah, but we like Ito.
No, it's not anything. It's the Almighty Arataki Great and Glorious Drumalong Festival.
I feel
Yeah,
like
gotcha.
repeating the name isn't
No
gonna
need to
help.
keep rehashing the name. I think I know what this is about. Let me bring you up to speed. So
Oh,
we saw
no.
the members of the Arataki gang here a few days ago, and they were busy at work leaving piles of hideous things all over the place.
Oh
Their
no.
leader claimed to be hosting a grand event big enough to rival the Iridori Festival. I think that must be the one you're talking about.
Yeah,
I
probably.
asked them a couple of questions, and it quickly became clear that they had no permit to host the event, no proof of venue hire, and surprise, surprise, no record of having registered the event with
I'm a
the
little
police.
surprised Shinobu didn't actually. Shinobu
If
usually
that
is the
isn't
one.
definition of an unauthorized,
Yeah, it's fair.
unprofessional,
But if
and
someone's gonna
unofficial
take care of stuff
festival,
like that,
I
it's
don't know what
probably
is.
Shinobu, right?
According to the rules, we had to force them to shut down the event.
That's not gonna stop him from doing
They
it.
shut it down?
And we all know it.
Yes. Then you arrested them.
No, actually. Seeing that they had no prior experience organizing events and they'd at least gone to the trouble of preparing a safety plan, we just gave them a warning.
Hey, that's nice of him.
Safety plan? Huh. That's pretty responsible.
Anyway, if you're looking for the Arataki gang, you could try going to Amakane Island,
Okay.
which is a venue designated by the Yashiro Commission for use in all kinds of festivals, big and small.
Oh,
It was
okay, so maybe
established to
they're
try and
actually helping
encourage
him out.
community cultural
That's good.
events. The application process is much simpler there.
Given
and
how
less
strict the
expensive,
Yashiro
too.
Commission was, them actually
We told
helping
the
out with stuff
Arataki
like
gang
this
about
is... That's pretty
If they
nice.
still want to host their event, that's going to be their best option.
Mhm.
This whole thing is starting to sound like a non-starter. But since we've come this far, we might as well go and take a look at Amakani Island, right?
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. Hmm. Let's go see what Ito and up to. I wonder if they're eventually going to add any more members to the Arataki gang. I don't know. I mean, on one hand, I thought maybe not. But to be fair, they didn't initially mention Kuki Shinobu for a while. I'm pretty sure when we were first introduced to Ito, she wasn't mentioned at all. Even alongside like the other, was it like 3 members of the gang we saw? So there's a chance. I mean, this game is definitely,
Take it easy.
I think, likely to have quite a long
Situation as earlier.
potential life, so
Gang is
we'll
not
see.
in sight.
At the very least, we have another,
Be a Yashiro Commission representative
you know,
here. Let's go and ask him.
is there actually a representative here? But at the very least, we have, you know, the extra 4 regions to go through. If not, potentially, I know people have thought about, are we going to see things like Conria, other things such like that. It just really depends. I don't know what they're going to do with stuff like that, because my initial thought had been, I thought Conria had been destroyed, but that doesn't mean they won't do something about it, because they keep showing us little glimpses of it. So, who knows?
How can I help?
Looking for the Arataki, are they here?
Yes. You must be here for the almighty Arataki whatchamacallit festival too.
Oh, are the
Yep.
people coming?
Madam Kujo Sara of the Tenryo Commission
Oh.
and Yoimiya of Naganohara Fireworks have both been here so far.
Sara, Yoimiya, I like
Yoimiya
Yoimiya.
noticed them getting the venue
She would
ready
definitely
when she
show
was
up.
here to deliver some fireworks. I guess she got curious and went to go check it out.
Hmm.
As to what Madam Kujo Sara was here for, I'm not quite sure.
Oh, so other
We'll see.
people got here before us? Oh, that's a good sign.
Yeah?
So, where's the Arataki gang now?
Unfortunately,
I hope
since
Yae Miko
there's no
shows up.
space available at any official venues at the moment, we had to allocate them to a tiny beach at the northwest part of the island. If only they'd applied earlier, we could have given them a better location.
I really doubt that the Arataki gang actually cares. I think the only person to stress details like that is probably Shinobu. And if Shinobu didn't sign up for, is Shinobu not even there? That does explain quite a lot. Hi, Ito.
Hey there, compadres! You finally made it!
Yeah. It's not battle.
I was just wondering when you'd be showing up. Next thing I know, boom, there you are! Oh boy, am I happy to see you. Look at this venue. What do you think? Is this a prime location or
Told you he
what?
wouldn't care.
It's surrounded by sea, the air is as fresh as it gets, there's no noise pollution from the city, and the views are simply spectacular.
The venue is situated against the backdrop of Amakane Island, where you can enjoy exclusive access to the festival and culture center's first-rate equipment.
With excellent transport links by sea and land, getting where you need to be is highly convenient, whether you're traveling by foot or by boat.
Yeah.
The moment I set eyes on this venue, I knew this was the one.
This is the what? Wasn't this your backup plan?
It was the moment that changed the world.
Oh my gosh.
Give it up for the boss!
Clearly you're only here because the Tenryo
Paimon. I love them. Paimon just always says exactly what we
Alright,
don't.
let's get down to business.
Everyone's thinking it, but
I
No one
invited
is
you
like,
all
"Ah, we'll
here
let it
to
go."
attend the almighty Arataki Great and Glorious Drumalong Festival. A highly important festival, I might add.
I'm sure it is.
Boss said the first goal of the festival is to promote the Arataki gang and recruit new members.
Secondly, it's to celebrate Shinobu's graduation.
Yes, where is
Last
she?
but not least, it makes up for all the previous team-building events that were canceled due to insufficient funding.
That's rough.
3 festivals in one? Wow.
Akira, we can leave that last point out from now on. The thing with festivals is, you gotta get out there and promote them
Oh, she's
far and
fanning.
wide if you
Oh,
wanna
I
get
bet
the
she's
crowd.
having a great
So,
time with that.
Shinobu's handing out flyers.
Hey! Shinobu's supposed to be the star of the show, isn't she? How come she's out there working her butt off while you're hanging around here doing nothing?
Because it's basically the
I'm hard
synergy of the
at work,
Arataki
too.
gang.
I'm entertaining guests.
Boss actually just got back.
Oh, there you go.
He said he was expecting you to arrive any second, so he came back specially to welcome you.
Nice.
Until then, he was out there with Shinobu working hard to bring more people to the festival.
Oh, okay.
Well, just doing my duty. Nothing more, nothing less.
Wow, this bull chucker.
She still calls him Bull Chucker.
Work for once. Huh. Paimon's pleasantly surprised.
So am I, actually.
Just a puny little flying to stoop to the level of childish name-calling. Anyway, so, compadre, you got any questions about this festival?
Not. I'm more curious about this. Yoimiya, I think, just makes sense, you know? Yoimiya is just the wholesome, like, she's always here. She helps the festivals, the fireworks and stuff. I'm genuinely concerned of, was Sarah here because she was curious, or were we just trying to shut it down?
Oh, you mean that stupid Tengu?
Yeah, I like Sarah, but...
I hesitated, but,
Oh, he sent her an invitation.
I cannot believe how ungrateful she is. Get this, she came all the way out here just to put up a bulletin board and write a load of baloney on it claiming
that's
that
really
visitors
funny.
need to be cautioned.
Given what Ito tends to do...
To change it. It's blatant bullying of the gang, that's what it is.
Yeah...
One day, I'm gonna defeat that Tengu fair and square in broad daylight in the middle of the street. She'll get what's coming to her. Anyway, so, compadre, you got any questions about this festival?
Yeah, I was gonna say, despite the whole rarity thing, like, I get that you can't just make every character like a 5-star in Genshin Impact, but like, Kuchio Sara is supposed to be one of the strongest people in Inazuma, I always thought. But that goes back to like Ningguang and Beidou, you know? Beidou's the head of the strongest Liyue military force, and she's a 4-star, and then Ningguang's the most powerful person in Liyue as well. Though I've heard of originally Ningguang was supposed to be a 5-star, but that's kind of the downfall of games like this, is you can't make everyone a 5-star like I was saying. And so, I don't know, but we'll see.
The owner of Naganohara Fireworks?
Mm-hmm.
Chatting with her is a real blast. She only found out about our festival because she happened to be delivering some fireworks to Amikane Island.
Mm-hmm.
She really liked what we were trying to do here and came to pass on her best wishes. She even said she'll provide some fireworks for us next
See,
time.
that's why everyone likes
Looks
Yoimiya.
like the Arataki
I don't think
gang
I've met
should make
anybody
sure
that
to
doesn't
keep
like
good
Yoimiya.
ties with Naganohara Fireworks in the future. Anyway, so, compadre, you got any questions about this festival?
Apparently playing the drums.
A ton of totally awesome stuff. See that hill over there? That's Sing Along Hill. Stand at the top, look out over the sea, and sing your heart out. And this bonfire, it's perfect for roasting lavender melons, the regular kind, or the ones of the annoying little floating variety. And these boxes,
Jeez.
plenty of space whether you want to play Genius Invocation TCG or battle some beetles.
Wow, you really pulled out all
You mean
the
they pulled out all the stops? It's a hill and a pile of boxes.
The highlight of this festival is the Drumalong. Here, feast your eyes on this. Just between you and me, this little treasure was sourced through a top-secret channel. They said it's a prized hand drum that once belonged to a renowned owner.
Ito totally got scammed, didn't he? Why am I not so... I feel like anything that doesn't involve Shinobu with his gang, someone goes like that.
She gave me a generous discount and only asked for 800,000.
What?
She went from 8 million to 800,000 just like that? Sounds
800,000 is like what it takes to get like level 9 or 10 on a talent, Ito. Why did you have that much money?
Right? Which is why it didn't work on me.
Oh, okay.
I spotted the damage on the edge right away. Practically screamed, "Defective product alert!" Ooh, we have a connection. Give me a break. So I haggled hard and took her down to 80 G's.
Oh, okay.
Practically a steal.
It's probably still more than it might have been worth.
more specifically daylight robbery.
Yeah, maybe.
Still, it's pretty impressive that you could actually afford something
Oh,
worth
there you go.
80,000
Paimon's
mora.
being encouraging.
Good for you, bullchucker.
It's only 80,000 mora. What do you take me for?
I put in 20 grand.
Me too. Huh? Boss, how come I had to pay?
He paid 10 grand.
20 grand plus 20 grand
Jeez.
plus 30 grand. You really are a bullchucker.
Wait, he didn't?
You extorted
20, 20, 30?
80 grand from your gang members and didn't pay
That's
us
70,
legal
isn't it?
lawyers
Am I an
bills.
idiot? 20, 20, 30?
You might want to check your mathematics there.
Yeah, exactly. I was wait, what?
You know, I paid the last 10 grand.
It's not much, but it's still something.
All right, good chat, but we should wrap things up. It's getting late. I should go rendezvous with Shinobu. The festival's just getting started. We need to keep plugging it to get a bigger crowd. Take care of the hand drum, all right? Oh, and if you want to try out the drum along at any point,
Okay.
Gens is your guy.
This is the first time I've actually named some of the 3 generic gang members, or have they actually... Maybe I've just missed it. I'm sure they probably have. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have now. I'm looking at their names. Let's see what we do. Like I said, I've never been good at rhythm games specifically.
Arataki Drumalong Festival Welcome Ambassador. Are you ready for your Drumalong performance? Oh, I almost forgot. There's something that boss forgot to mention to you about this hand drum. Since none of us really know if it's in tune or not, please test it out first. That way, it'll sound better when you deliver your final performance.
Drums are
Go on,
weird.
give it a try.
Like, people don't really think it, because there's a lot of things, like, obviously, like, certain percussion instruments you don't have to tune, like, a good chunk of them, but there's things like the timpani, stuff like that, that you do actually need to tune up depending on what you're using them for. Like, at my school, I know there's timpanis that do specifically have markings for which notes, which is helpful, but, like, on ours, we had to tune it to a concert pitch instrument. Stuff like that, something like a flute or the piano, to get it correctly, so... We'll see, but lag calibration tutorial. Press the spacebar, left click. Drum beat on the accented note, roughly coincides. Seems like it's... It's cool that they have, a lag calibration, actually. I think I'm okay, but we'll see. Alright then. So as far as I know, everything should have unlocked. I usually don't worry about doing the final tier. I know it gives you a little bit more, usually some... Ah, Yomia. Yeah, I was gonna say, I know, like, the top tier usually gives you some, like, mystic enhancement, or it doesn't give more this time, looks like. But I usually just worry about, like, normal, and then sometimes the hard materials are good. I'm gonna try maybe hard first on the first one, just because I want to see if it'll give me all the previous tiers. But, okay, the first one was here. Okay. Let's see how this goes.
I'm Genta.
I've heard this event's pretty fun.
Arataki Drumalong Festival Welcome Ambassador. Are you ready for your Drumalong performance?
Hopefully.
Let the Drumalong begin!
Yeah, I have no idea about the gameplay on this. I've seen, like, maybe one thumbnail, but I don't know. Oh, I can do them all here. Yeah, how many songs are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's interesting. Adjust volume. Beat note sound. We do like 1. We'll see how loud that is. Like, I've always wanted to try some other games, even though I wasn't good at them. Like, I wasn't the best at percussion. I could play set, do some basic stuff, but I was usually like a woodwind or brass player for my instruments. Like, my best instruments were the flute, the French horn, and the tenor sax. So percussion instruments I could play, but like, I do a 4-fisted mallet percussion, which is interesting. You'd actually you cross the mallets in your palm, and then use your fingers to adjust them. And instead of like flicking your hands like a drumstick, you would rotate your hands. But again, that stuff doesn't exactly translate, but let's try hard. Alright, during the performance, different notes will appear on the screen. When a note falls on the decision line, strike the decision line to score points. Amount of points will score depending on the timing of your stroke. Okay. Long note is strip lag. Okay, so that's a hold. So we have ASD, JKL. I have a feeling I'm going to be really bad at this, actually, though. Oh, I messed that one up. Oops. I think we just have to get Dolcem, though, which is nice. I'm not going to worry about getting it perfect. Like, I know there's a lot of people that worry about getting, like, every event completed. I'm not one of those people. Although I could maybe use the Mystic Enhancement Orb, but we'll see. Dude, Genshin always does such a good job with the music. What else have we got? Oh. I did that a little bit early. Okay. I think I missed like 1 or 2 notes towards the beginning, but... Yeah, okay, so I failed 1 note. 120. Okay, that wasn't too bad, just Candace. 95.7. Yeah, let's see how that did. That was actually... I kind of enjoy games like this. Like I said, it's one of those things for me, like, I'm not the best at rhythm games. I have a hard time with them. Like, I've always wanted to try Friday Night Funkin', but I know when you have to, like, push the spacebar in addition to everything like that, I get overwhelmed really fast with stuff like that. But we'll see. But it did give me normal, so we could maybe... I'm still probably just going to try it on hard, honestly. That way we have, like, a good idea of what all of them are. But let's just go through hard on all the songs. Kind of see how it is. Yeah, I kind of thought this was going to take a little bit longer. I guess if we did every single difficulty, it would have taken a while, but... I'm unironically having a hard time telling where some of these notes are going. I would say it's me having terrible depth perception, but I think it's just me being blind. Yeah, I really miss playing instruments, honestly. I think the last time I did anything with my instruments is when I purposely pulled out my flute and rickrolled one of my friends with it. It was the best. Oh, I did that way too early. Yeah, it's pretty forgiving with the timing compared to some other rhythm games. Which makes sense, but there are definitely some of these that I'm hitting very clearly a little bit too early or just slightly too late. And it's still counting it. Which is nice, honestly. Okay, there we go. I failed 1 again, dang it. Alright, downward 2. I don't know if these, I can... What does edit beat map do? Normal editing mode, you may add notes even as the music is playing. Oh, that's cool. Interesting. So you can kind of add your own variations to it. That's actually really, really cool. I don't know if I'll mess around with that too much. But I know there's people that have done crazy things like with the... what is it? The thing that is it the lyre that you can put inside the actual like Serenity pot, and people will make like crazy songs. It's super cool to see how people do, you know, just musically, artistically, what they do with things like that. Alright, so let's see. So this is Kazuha's song, apparently. Oh, this is definitely a different theme. This is a pretty song. I wonder if we don't have to use L and A until the harder difficulties. In fact, it makes me wonder if maybe easy only uses the inner 2 keys. What is that, D and J? I also feel like this event actually I don't think is too bad on keyboard. Oh, I almost missed that. Okay. But I could imagine this event being one of the few that's like really, really good for mobile. I do have Genshin on mobile, but I usually just play it on PC. But if I'm out and about or something, sometimes I'll just go farm some mats or something on my phone, you know? Just kind of depends. That was a really nice song though. It was like not as like crazy upbeat as the other ones so far, but it was very hey, I actually didn't miss one this time. That's nice. I don't remember what the top rank was in all of these. They used the similar, like, whatever that the wording system is. So, that's pretty cool. Devotion of the Keeper. I like Toma. What's this? Oh, they did a Zhongli song. That's cool. They didn't do one for Venti, which is a little surprising to me. Like, the musical characters, you know? Kazuha does have some music in his, like, I guess, I don't know, repertoire, theme. But, like, Barbara's entire thing is music being an idol. And Venti's a bard. I guess, to be fair, I guess, no, we can't even say they're only really circling. A lot of these are more Inazuma based. I mean, Inazuma. All these are Inazuma, and then we have Klee and Zhongli. But I'm a little bit surprised, honestly, that they didn't do anything for some of those musically based characters, but who knows, honestly. That's the cool thing about Genshin, though, is they're getting to the point where they have so many characters that they can do different things for everyone, you know? We'll keep going on hard, and then we'll maybe see how we do on the top difficulties. We'll just have to see, though. But honestly, this is a really cool event. Like, I've really liked how unique the Genshin events can be, you know? They don't just, like, there's so many different gameplay things that they've done. It's not just the same things every time. Whereas, like, a lot of games kind of fall into the trap of, like, yeah, we'll do events, but overall it's gonna be very, very similar. Whereas, like, we had, like, the roguelike aspects of the one with, like, the dungeon crawler. We've had this one, some music events, all sorts of stuff. And I just think that's really cool. I think the Genshin team does really well with designing unique events. And they make them, like, very accessible to all sorts of different platforms as well, you know? I don't know how hard this would be on, like, because I think you can play Genshin on console. I would imagine that this event would be very, very difficult to play on, I don't know, like, PS4. But I don't know anyone who plays Genshin on PS4. I know a lot of people do, I just don't know anyone personally. That's although pretty cool. I mean, I would have had to play Genshin solely on PC if I still had my old phone. But about the time that I got back into college, maybe a little bit before I was able to purchase a new phone because my old phone was on its last legs. Go Crimson Knight. I like Klee. Klee's one of the characters I don't think I'll ever roll on because I don't think I'll play her. But I really like by design. I just think Klee's always been a very cute character. Which was probably the point, but still. Oh, it's this song. I would have to imagine that Pro Mode, I think it was called, has basically every single beat here. Because even on hard mode here, there's quite a few notes that are playing that we don't have anything for. So, we'll see. Ooh. You know, I'm glad it's forgiving, because some of these I've just got like an itchy trigger finger and I'm hitting them way too early. And it's still counting as like a good. Like, there are a lot of rhythm games that are, like, really... That's why I don't think I'm very good at Osu. I haven't tried it a whole lot, but Osu is, like, brutal. I used to play a lot of piano tiles, but piano tiles is also not very hard. I like this, though. The ending there actually sounds like an orchestral / like band type piece that I might have played back in college / like high school even. I remember once I had some really cool music teachers growing up. They organized like the Super Mario theme and the Zelda theme, and then we played it in concert. It was so much fun. 2 more songs. Yeah, this is going much faster than I thought it was. We've only been streaming for about 30 minutes. I'm sure that there's probably other... Like, surely there's some kind of dialogue with Shinobu. They didn't just make her hand out flyers and then not even show up. I'd feel kind of bad for her then. Granted, I mean... I don't know, like, I mentioned it when we did the Archon event. What was going on at the time was the event where we all stuck underground. It was literally Paimon's birthday on, like, the 1st of June. and we were all just stuck underground, so I felt kind of bad for her then too. I know, I don't know, I feel like people are very divided on Paimon. One of my friends really, really hates Paimon, but he's also like a Zhao Yula main, so that kind of describes, I think, why he doesn't like Paimon. But I just think she's kind of a sweet companion, you know? This is really epic music, though. The problem with streaming these games for me, too, is, like, again, not only do I feel like I'm the best at them, you know? Like, there are people who are insanely good at these types of games. It takes, like, 110% of my focus. I don't know how you do, like, gaming commentary when you're doing stuff like this. Nice. Like, there's other games like, oh, what other rhythm games? Like Beat Saber. I have an Oculus Quest 2, but I don't have the cord to connect it to my computer, and I know the whole wireless connection thing is still a little bit unreliable. Beat Saber, dude, some of the harder modes, I don't know how people do it, honestly. There are people who are insanely good at that game. It blows my mind. I really love this song, though. I think they just knocked, like, a lot of the Genshin Impact characters, they really did do really well on. The Raiden Shogun, though, I think they really just knocked out of the park. The themes, just the whole story between A and Mikoto. I think Zhongli's is also very good. I think Venti's, as much as I do like Venti, but I think Venti's story honestly tends to suffer a little bit in comparison. But I don't think that's necessarily that Venti's story is bad. I just think it's that the Raiden Shogun and Zhongli both have stories and world bases that just knock things out of the park. Whereas Venti, again, part of it's that Venti does take a very hands-off approach. You know, you could argue that my friend always made jokes that Morax, you know, before he faked his own death, only showed up for work one day a year, but of the three, you know, Venti definitely, and it makes sense, you know, Mondstadt's the city of freedom, but Venti absolutely takes the most hands-off approach. But there's also, to be fair, there's a lot of instances where I really sit there and wonder how some people don't know who some of their Archons are. Obviously not Ninazuma, but like, Zhongli very clearly has a knowledge base. Sometimes where it's like, I know he has like the discussions with all those snooty like philosophers and historians sometimes, where they're like, oh, I know what happens, and Zhongli just blatantly contradicts. Like when he talked about how, when he showed the people of Leo how to make houses, he did so with Mora. And people were like, oh, there was deeper meaning to it. And Zhongli just straight up told him, well, I'm the god of Mora. There's no other resource more, you know, openly available to me. It's stuff like that, like, I just genuinely wonder. You know, obviously he doesn't say, oh, it was me, but I genuinely wonder how some people don't suspect. Even the people who, like, are actively investigating and things that have met him. So many people recognize that he's got, like, an insane amount of knowledge and such. But I don't know. But there's also stuff like, I was genuinely glad I remember mentioning it, that I'm assuming Ganyu does as well, but Zhao, we already know 100% certain he knows that Zhongli's still alive, which makes me think that Ganyu does as well. I didn't at first, though. And it was just because when we first go tell, you know, Cloud Ordainer and everyone, way back when, that Morax had suddenly been, quote-unquote, executed. And let's go see if there's any other... It's fine. Yeah, I'd wondered. You know, I just wondered if she knew, but I think they do. Why do they have the Miss Hina? Dude, Yae Miko is gonna kick your butt. She's gonna be so mad that you stole her cardboard cutout. She was using that to harass Goro. Unironically, though, I don't know, it's part of the reason I like Yae Miko. I just like Yae Miko in general. She's my favorite character. I really love her. But, not the play, though. I think my favorite character gameplay-wise is Raiden Shogun, just because of how flexible and everything she is. And she's just fun to play, and has cool animations. But this right here reminds me of a story. I used to think it was the funniest thing ever back when I worked at a Target with a bunch of my friend group. I had a friend who would get kind of mopey about relationships sometimes, which to be fair, we all do. I do as well. But I used to tell him I would get him a mannequin, and he would get very, very upset with me. That's what this reminds me of. It makes me laugh every time.
Arrested again.
Oh, what did he do?
Just now, someone from the Tenryo
Oh.
Commission came to post a notice
there was
on
more
the
dialogue,
bulletin
though.
board saying our festival has to be suspended.
Did he go pick a fight with someone again?
I think maybe the boss sent some flyers to Tenchukaku.
Why would that matter?
He did say that the Shogun would definitely not want to miss
Oh,
the
he sent it to
almighty
Shogun.
Arataki Great and
I
Glorious
think A
Drumalong
actually would.
Festival after all.
I don't think the Shogun would, but I think A might.
Well, I think Boss is right. The
She does have a
almighty
song.
Shogun would definitely want to come to the festival.
Yeah,
Mm.
don't you agree?
Maybe not to the extent you're thinking. I think she might just be
Come on,
curious.
here's what we think.
She's trying to learn everything again. That's what her
The
first
boss
story quest
arrested
was
on the
about.
spot by the Okuzumeshu. They took him to the Tenryo Commission.
Okuzumeshu.
Shinobu's probably on the case by now.
Yeah, I'd imagine
I
so.
heard the Okuzumeshu charged the boss with causing a disturbance in a restricted military zone. Then Madame Kujo
Oh.
Sara changed it to obstructing the public order.
Sorry, I made it big.
That despicable Kujo Tengu. How could she get away with charging Boss with a felony over
That is
something like
technically a
this?
felony if you're being too
You
disruptive, though.
idiot. That's a
In some
misdemeanor.
places.
She downgraded the offense. Usually
Oh, she
you
did
get a
downgrade it,
warning for
okay.
that. Anyway, I guess we'll just have to wait until the boss gets out before seeing what to do about the festival. Don't worry, Traveler. With Shinobu on the
At
case,
least
everything's gonna
Sara's
turn
getting
out
more
just
flexible, you know?
fine. You've been
Yeah,
so
Shinobu usually
supportive
takes
of
care
our
of this.
festival. When the boss gets out, I'm sure he'll want to thank you in person. I hope your
Mhm.
journey, like our festival, will go from strength to strength.
Well, thank you,
From
Lord.
strength to strength.
Mhm. But I've always been glad that, like, things like that are, like, again, Sara's becoming much more flexible. She used to be very, very rigid. And that's character growth, you know? That's really cool. And Battle Pass leveled up. I need more Guides to Light. I'm hoping, so, I don't know what I'm going to do maybe tomorrow, and honestly Tuesday. I thought this was going to take a lot longer. But on Wednesday, because for me the new banners usually come out, so all the new content for the next banner will come out Tuesday night. I'll probably stream Wednesday. I'm looking to get a copy of Goro, because I didn't roll in previous Ito banner. If I get Ito, so be it, you know? But I'm missing Ito and then Shinobu for 4 stars, and they're both supposed to be on this next banner. So I was hoping to do maybe like 50-60 rolls and see if I get lucky. I have a feeling I might not, but, you know, at least every 20 wishes, if you're absolutely unlucky, is guaranteed a banner 4 star. Like, for the characters I mentioned before, I really only want Yoimi and Kazuha. I haven't looked too much at the upcoming leaks for 3.0 and onwards. If I get Ito, I'll build him. I've just never been a big Geo fan. I almost feel like if I get Ito and I go to build him, I'd need to build, like, Goro, maybe. I don't have Obedo, but I know Obedo could be good for that kind of, like, a mono Geo team, as well as Yunjin. But we'll see. I've heard Ito's really fun. I just don't think I'll use him, honestly. Like, I think at the end of the day, too, I just think Kazuha looks fun. I know he's super meta. I know Venti's good with crowd control. I know Xiao's good animo DPS. Like, I think every character has their merits. Ayato just didn't appeal to me a whole lot. If I wanted a Hydro main DPS, I'd raise the Tartaglia that I accidentally got rolling for, I think it was Rosario. But I just really like Yoimi's design. I really like her personality. Very, very nice character. And I actually really like Kazuha as well. The problem is I think they're both coming in 2.8, and I don't know if I can get them both. If I get Ito on accident, that would make it extremely unlikely. Right now I have 144 wishes built up. But in my experience, I usually have to go to Soft Pity. And I've lost my last 4 50/50s. And then of my last 5 stars, the only one that came early was actually my last Yelan, who came after we lost our first 50/50. I want to say around wish 30 to 40, which was nice. I actually think I'm somewhere in the mid to high 60s for standard banner pity, which is nice. I've only gotten like 1 or 2 off of it. Because unless you invest in standard banner, it takes a long time. But we'll see. I'm not a big meta player. Like, in all honesty, like, I can still clear the Abyss pretty easily. I need to go back and finish it, but I did, in one try, I did 34 stars. I was 3 seconds to still on 12-3, and I was like 20 on 12-2, but that was because I mistimed my Hu Tao. Pretty bad, actually, on one of the Hydro Slimes, because this 12-2 on, I think it was the first half I did it, it was a bunch of like ice shield, I think they're Metachuros, and then ice slimes, and I just mistimed my Hu-Tao stuff. I get that having a crowd control character like Venti or Kazu would make that easier, but, and I also didn't bring like an optimal team. I kind of threw in some random things that I maybe shouldn't have. Like if I optimize things, like I still need to raise my Bennett. I've been stubborn about not doing that just because you know, Bennett kind of breaks the game. But if I built up my Bennett too, that would make things really, like, I just don't think that I need Kazuha or Venti personally. But I understand, again, I understand how useful they are. It just, for me, I don't think outside of the Spiral Abyss it's necessary. Unless you really want to, like, I know for some people it's important to, oh, I 36 clear Abyss, and I make, like, you see videos of, like, my least favorite domain, because of how long it can take and such, is the Mondstadt talent material domain. I saw someone like Venti, Kazuha, Yelan, and I think a Pyro DPS do it in, like, I don't know, like 10, 15 seconds. I get that you can do that. It's not that important to me. I'd rather just enjoy the game and the characters that I like. But anyway, enough rambling. Let's get back to, getting through here. Where is Susan from Mondstadt? Did it not say talk to Memora? Wait. No, I'm sure it said something. I'm just not seeing the quest. Look for offerings, thanks for rain, talk to Susan. I don't know if that's it. She's on Amakane Island, so maybe that's it. I thought it said talk to Memora, though. Maybe I'm just dumb. I don't see him, though, and I don't see the quest marker. But, yeah, obviously this event's been kind of fun. We might go back and try some of the pro modes. But we got, like, at least, like, 95% on all of them, you know, on hard, and... So we'll see. Hi, Susan. She just wants a picture. She's from Mondstadt, my aunt. Okay, business trip. Huh. I'm still interested to see how, like, the other regions are gonna go. We obviously have a general idea of what Sumer is gonna be, from what I've heard in leaks and stuff. But I have no idea how. I know one of the other regions is supposed to be based on France, and I've heard another one's like a tribal type almost area. I don't know how true that is. Fontaine, I'm pretty sure, is supposed to be based on France, though. Or maybe it was a different one that I'm thinking of. I'm pretty sure there's one other region still that's based on that, so we'll see. Okay. Hold on. I am confused. Is that just... Because it said for a second, didn't it, talk to Memora, but now there's... nothing here. Maybe it's because I'm doing all at once. I know sometimes that messes with things a bit.
Oh, you want to?
In that case, let's do a couple of promos.
Too, but the Tenryou Commission has ordered. Oh, I know. Since it's you, the Tenryou Commission won't be able to say anything against. This
Yeah,
is a pretty genius idea, isn't it? I mean, at least have brain on, traveler. Begin your.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, we're still on the concert venue, so I don't know if they'd get mad about that, but let's do a couple of them and then see if that... Actually, let's just do one. See if that refreshes it. That would be my next thought. Let's try this one. I have a feeling I'm not going to do so well on this, but... So I'm sure it's going to add A and L now, and again, I have terrible depth perception. I was having a hard time even telling between the middle two sometimes. Okay. Yeah, I really like this song. Okay, this is... Oops. Yeah, I think I didn't let go at the right time on one of those purples earlier. Because it looks like it, yeah, it counts the, instead of playing like normal rhythm games, it does look like it actually gives you a bit of a combo while it's holding. Never mind then. But it definitely gives you another counter for when you let go. That is definitely harder than the other one, though. I don't know if this sounds troll, but sometimes when I'm playing games like this, I intentionally, like, unfocus my eyes. Oh, dang it. I pushed the wrong one. I pushed S instead of... Oops. That's awkward. Not the worst, but definitely not the best. I was still about 95% apparently. Yeah, we missed 2. I didn't let go, I think, at the right time on one of those purples. And then I just blatantly pressed S instead of D there. Let's see if that, like, surely there's more to this. I'm so confused. Let's go maybe to the... Just genuinely... I really thought there'd be, like, dialogue of us bailing Ito out and such. Let me, you know what? Let me look this up real quick. Give me 1 sec, just because I want to make sure. We're talking Ito. Because surely we don't, like, I'm thinking surely we don't just leave him in jail, you know? Alright then. Tutorial. I don't think I'm gonna mess around too much with the editing, like I was saying. I think that's cool, but that's one of those things that, maybe not. So sure I need to join just once. Just because I don't want to try and be like doing this all in one step and then accidentally forget something, you know, that'd be pretty awkward. But well, according to this, interesting. So there's definitely more dialogue that we could just talk to some people, but talk to Gento. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. From what I can tell, again, if I'm wrong, that's me real awkward. Maybe I'll just come back and stream it a bit. So we still have 2 weeks on this event, but from what I can tell, actually, there's like messages on the bulletin board and such. But I guess maybe Ito's just staying in jail and we don't meet Shinobu. Which, to be fair, you know, we just spent a huge event with basically the Argon quest, wasn't it? And just everything with the underground chasm stuff with Ito and Shinobu. So maybe they just didn't want to continually do more and more of that stuff. But I'm genuinely surprised. I thought there'd be a bit more of an interaction with Shinobu. Due to Arataki Ito's unacceptable behavior, the Drumalong Festival bearing his name and hosted by him is hereby suspended with immediate effect. The reopening date is yet to be determined. Oh, there's messages from Marin. Caution, a group of itinerant youths who call themselves the Arataki Gang are hosting an event of unknown purpose at this location. Please exercise caution, stay safe, and keep your personal belongings with you at all times. Please report any illegal activity to the Tenor Commission immediately. So she's still strict, but to be fair, again, she did lower his potential felony down to a misdemeanor, which does require the pulling of some strings. So that's why I genuinely... I mean, she's obviously still strict, but I do think Sara's starting to be a little bit more flexible. And like I said, that's character growth, you know? She's not being so rigid on everything. I was surprised to find someone hosting a festival tucked away in a little corner of this island. Especially a new festival I'd never heard of. Why? Oh, it's autoplaying. Oops. Although it's not the liveliest of festivals, it's magical in its own way. See, Yomi is just supportive of everyone. Go Arataki Gang. Let me know in advance next time and I'll get you some fireworks free of charge. See, like I said, I mean, I'm sure maybe there's somebody, but I haven't met anyone who genuinely just dislikes Yoimiya. I think she's just so wholesome. Aratani's message. When I first heard that someone wanted to rent Messina's advertising board, I refused. But the offer was very generous, so I thought I'd at least pay off his... Oh, they rented it. I didn't think they rented it. I thought Ito just straight up yoinked that. Honestly. The moment I arrived at the venue, I was deeply touched, even with such a tight budget and a miserable venue. The organizers still managed to reserve enough budget for Messina. Surely this is true love? I signed the rental contract immediately. Are we ever going to tell, like, is anybody ever going to find out that that's literally, like, a battle general of Watatsumi Island? I still think it's hilarious, but honestly, like, poor Goro. I wish I'd been recording the, I mean, I wasn't even doing, like, YouTube at bit. I've only been doing it for, like, a month and a half, I think, now. But I laughed for, like, a solid 2 minutes when Kokomi and Yae Miko realized that they were each other's, like, anonymous writing partners. And Goro just immediately hid and ran away. It was so funny. More, huh? Okay. From TCG. Okay, so Ayato plays TCG with Ito. I can't imagine that Ito wins very much. I've been playing trading card games with my friend Ito for a long time. He always loses, but he never gives up. I find his resilience truly admirable. He is, if nothing else, Ito is very stubborn and resilient. That is true. I was delighted to hear about my friend's festival today. I came here with a limited edition Genius Invocation TCG gift pack to offer my congratulations. I wish him a fantastic festival. What a bro. I do like Ayato. Ayato's one of those, like, calculating characters. I know Yae Miko gets, like, really offended if you compare her to Ayato, but genuinely, the way that they kind of control things behind the scenes and such is very similar. And yet, it's not quite like, I would say, Yelan, or someone to that extent. Maybe even Kai. Well, Kai is a little bit different, because, like, they're both very much public figures. So maybe like Kaya. They're both very much public figures, and yet they still control things behind the scenes. Whereas, like, Yelan, you could argue is a public figure for quote-unquote working for the Ministry of Civil Affairs, but she really doesn't, like, appear in a lot of things. She's very, very, very much, like, again, Ganyu, I think, has a voice line mentioning it. She's never there, you know? So, let's see. Yoimiya left another message? Little festival. Okay, it's apparently the same thing. Oh, no, because I had to hit more again. Okay, Thomas' message. Hey, bro. Haven't you seen you since the Iridori Festival? I hope you're doing well. I didn't know you were going to be hosting a huge festival. You sure kept that quiet. Nice work. Thomas just out here with the silent, unintentional roast. That's really funny. He and Shinobu are out here handing flyers. He's getting in trouble trying to advertise, and Thomas like, oh, you did a great job keeping quiet. If you ever want to host another festival in the future, feel free to come and discuss it with me first. If you need a venue or furnishings or anything else, I'll see what I can do. Everything's negotiable. I like Toma too. Like, there's a lot of characters, though, in a lot of the regions that just seem like they'd be fun to hang out with, you know? In Inazuma, even despite everything that went on at first when we were in Inazuma, like, Toma and Yoimiya especially are two that I think would just be nice to be friends with. By the way, I know you like beetle fighting, and I remembered that I had a couple of King Onai Kabuto at home. I left them on the wooden box over there. Enjoy. Are they just gonna run away? And then Ramen Buddy. That's definitely Yae Miko. What a lovely surprise. I didn't think the mighty Arataki Ito would still remember his old Ramen Buddy. A glorious... Didn't she accidentally almost, like, poison him? Wasn't that the thing? Like, maybe it was on... I don't know. A glorious drumming festival on a deserted little island. It'd be a pity to miss out on such an interesting event. That's apparently not going to make her come out here, though, is she? So, of course, the moment I received your invitation, I couldn't get myself here fast enough. I guess she did leave the little note there, so she was here. In order to show my gratitude, I brought you a free all-you-can-eat ramen voucher for Yukio's food stall. I'm sure you can come up with some way to thank me. Well, there's the ulterior motive, I suppose. But she gave him something. It's nice that they all brought him gifts and stuff. Like, Ito, despite constantly causing, like, a public disturbance, I think people generally do still like him, you know? Which is wholesome. But, yeah. I'm a little disappointed we didn't get to see these people at the festival, though. I think it makes sense, you know, it's not one of the bigger events by any means, and I'm sure it does require a lot of work just to put in stuff like this, but I think it would have been cool just to even see him in person. Alright. Voucher is only valid for the fried tofu. Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright, the last one, Kimura. Recently, Madame Kujo let it slip that the Drumalong Festival on Amakane Island was quite interesting. Oh. My coworkers and I got curious, so we stopped by after work to check it out. We are more than a little surprised to find that it was the work of the Arataki gang, who we evicted from Rito just a few days ago. So they actually pulled it off. They're hosting a festival. Good for them, I say. Hey, at least they're not being spiteful. Sure, it's a very small-scale festival, but it's a first step. Keep at it, you guys. I hope to see more of this from you in the future. I like that people are genuinely encouraging. He has roasted lavender melon. Surprisingly good. Yeah, Shinobu cooked it for us when we were all trapped in the chasm. But... This is the Miss Hina standee that was originally in front of Yae Publishing House. Goodness knows why it's here now. Yeah, I genuinely thought he just stole it, but the fact that he rented it is surprisingly responsible. Oh, he put it in the box. He didn't put them on top of the box. They're in a box on top of the other box. It's clear this box is pretty pricey. Interesting. I'm sure it has air holes. There's two little dots there and such. Alright, but yeah, you know what? Let's give the pro a try. I'm not gonna aim for a perfect score. If I do like really, really bad, miss more than like 1, 2, 3 notes, I might try it again after that. But like I said, I'm not exactly a perfectionist. For me, it's good enough to you know, like do well on that. Well, it looks like a check mark. Okay, let's do the pro real quick on all of them. But I think that again, they did a really cool job with this event. I am glad that it's so forgiving though. We still haven't used A or L though. I'm a little surprised we didn't. There's L. I was beginning to wonder if you were only going to use those outer ones on, like, the editing stage at this point. I can't stress, though, how much of a hard time I'm actually telling between the inner and middle row. There's several that, like, I have to, like, pause for just that extra split second because I can't tell which way it's going to. Nice. Hey, we didn't fail a name. That was pretty good. We only got 4 good on that, and then everything else is perfect. I'll take it. Might as well get these Mystic Enhancement ores. I have some weapons I need to upgrade. If I get Ito, the problem is too... I'm obviously not going to be rolling on his weapon banner. I'm trying not to spend any more money outside of like the Woken and the Pass on this game, because I spent more money on this game than I probably should have for a college student who's currently unemployed. But, like, I would have loved Jaylon's weapon. I really like Jaylon, and I think I'll play her a lot. She was a big upgrade for my Hu Tao Spiral Abyss team. But I probably will also need to level up White Blind, I'd imagine. I think that's the only defense scaling weapon I have. I don't even think I have the Bell, funnily enough, despite how much of a meme weapon it is. So, we'll see. But I do think I have like an R1 White Blind that is like level 20, and that would, I imagine, be the next best weapon 4-star wise for Ito. Because to my knowledge, he is one of those characters that you just pump defense. Which makes sense, yeah. So, we'll see. like I was saying, I mean, the hope is that I can do like maybe 60 wishes mash and get just. I'm just looking for one copy of Goro and Kuki Shinobu. I don't know how much I'll use them. I am looking for a good replacement healer for my second team if I don't choose to raise my Bennett. But I'm generally happy with my Kokomi. Kokomi's just such an insane healer. And I still have other characters I need to build and such, but we'll see. My 4-star luck, like, on the Yealon banner, I think I mentioned, I rolled around 130 times, I think it was. And I didn't get a single... I think it was Barbara? There was one of the... I'm pretty sure it was Barbara. There was one of the 4 stars that we didn't get at all. Which is why I kept mentioning, I was like, okay, if this was Shinobu instead, or if this was... I didn't know Goro was also going to be on the banner. It does help that those two are both on it, because it means we'll at least probably get one. But I really don't want to accidentally get Ito. Again, if I get him, I'll build him, but that's my plan for Wednesday. And then, again, that Fire Emblem Warriors game is coming out on I'm pretty sure it's Friday. I've been looking forward to that game for a while. That and Xenoblade 3 are games that I'm going to be playing for a while. I also like that these aren't like... The other issue I genuinely have with games like Osu is a lot of times they're full songs. These are only like 1.5 to 2 minutes. And my ability to keep up focus for that long with how much you have to focus on these types of games, really hard, honestly. Like I keep saying, like, I do a lot of music, even if I am slightly out of practice at the moment, and these types of games I still struggle with. My main goal with these pro ones is to try and ideally not miss any notes, but we'll see. We didn't fail any there, you know? Onwards to Toma. I really like how it just has your active character to hitting the drum. Maybe it's your first position character, I don't know. Oh, I missed that. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna restart. I genuinely thought that was going on L, not on K. Like I said, depth perception is awkward. I didn't need to, I could still have... Getting the reward, it doesn't seem like it's that difficult. But I hate to miss really easy notes like that when I'm just not paying enough attention. Less not paying attention, more just being blind, but, you know. Oh gosh, dang it. I'm gonna call it good on that, though. Oh gosh, this one's genuinely, I think, a little bit harder than some of the other promos when doing. Oops. Ooh, yeah, that was rough. I think I had at least like 4 or 5 faileds there. Ooh. The score is noticeably lower. I was close to 5k on the other ones. Oh, we only had 3 fails. I'm gonna call it good there, but that one was rough. I just genuinely had a hard time when it was switching, like I was saying, between those inner two. I couldn't tell where it was going. I was having a really hard time. Alright, let's do this one. You know what that intro sounds like to me? It sounds like the beginning of Mario Kart. I don't know why. You know, like the little slide it does on... I don't know if they've done it in the more recent ones, but like old and N64 Mario Kart. When it has the string, it makes it a little bit easier to tell, I think, for me. I did a few of those a little bit too early. I don't think I felt any that time, so I'll take it. Yeah, not bad. A little bit more goods. I think the best we did do was like 4 goods rest perfect on one of these. But on to Zhongli's. I have an idea that this Zhongli one might be a little bit difficult just based on the rhythm, but maybe I'll be wrong. Almost sounds like a Sabaton song. That's cool. Like, I think it's really cool how they do have a lot of musical diversity too. Like, even when I'm composing and doing stuff like that, I think I've fallen into the trap of, like, a lot of my songs are very similar in nature, you know? Like, I haven't posted any of my original compositions or stuff like that, just because I don't have the confidence, and I'm still learning how to do stuff like mixed vocals and such. Which is, I think, part of what makes even, like, covers. Like, my cover of, again, I've mentioned it, it's the only one I've posted so far on YouTube. But my cover of Green Day's Time of Your Life, it is on mixed vocals, and I think it could sound a lot better if I learned how to do stuff like that. But overall, you know, one thing I really love about electronic performance too like that is you can do multiple takes. When I did instrumental and, you know, college, even high school level performance and stuff like that, you don't exactly get another chance, you know? Oh, I did not think that last one was going to the out. Whereas, like, I can record takes, you can even do pieces again, over and over to kind of get it exactly the way you want it. I almost missed that. Thought it was going to the middle. But I think it's really cool. Like I said, I just need to learn how to do it. I'm still learning Audacity, all the different things you can do with it, but yeah, not the highest. I'm sure it seems like 5K is the absolute maximum you can get, but overall, we managed to do okay on all of them. We basically got Discantus on all of them. Again, I'm not aiming for perfect. I could have done it, I think, on a couple of the songs if I just played a little bit better, but it's not a huge worry to me. So that was only like an hour and 10 minutes. Honestly, I'm genuinely surprised that that didn't take any longer. I kind of thought that it would. Alright then, Arataki Great and Glorious Drumalong Festival. Ah, interesting. I mean, I was genuinely curious. I was thinking about maybe running over to like the Tenchukaku or something like that. But like I said, I looked up just real quick the dialogue for the event / questline, and it doesn't look like we actually do go rescue Ito. And if we do, I'll maybe mention it when I do my other stuff with Genshin. Probably on Wednesday. We'll just see. But, hi Kato, what are you doing here? Takayuki's kids. Takayuki? Oh, he's a Guju clan retainer. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, Huh. Yeah, that is interesting. I was just curious if I ran over here if we'd see Saw or anyone like that, but it would appear as though they just disappeared. Like, I feel a little bit bad for Shinobu, though. You know, apparently 1/3 of the reason, at least, for this was celebrating her graduation. And then she was just out handing flyers, and now she's trying to bail Ito out, and she didn't even have any lines. But overall, very, very short but sweet event. I'm kind of glad I did save it all to do it in one sitting here, because I don't think I would have been able to make streams really out of trying to do these all at once. I mean, one at a time, with how little dialogue and such there was. But I really like, too, how Genshin gives you so much time to do them as well. Because this was probably like a 3-week total event, because they give you the initial like week to unlock everything. And then they usually give you at least a week after that, if not 2. I'm not sure what other events. I think I've seen that there are another 1 or 2 at least mini events in 2.7. We are only on the first banner after all. But we'll see. Like I said, I mean, I'm looking forward to doing I think the Kuki Shinobu Hangout event would be fun. We could continue the Yae Miko quest here. I'm already a little bit into it, but since we've done such a short stream, anyone who's watching for like the Drumalong Festival, when I post this VOD or on Twitch or stuff, this is basically where the end of it's going to be. I've already done my dailies and such. I have a little bit of condensed resin to farm artifacts, but you know, let's do Yae Miko's character quest since I've been sitting on it for a while. So far, I've only done the first few steps. We started out in Inazuma, if memory serves, and then we went and saw Yae Miko. We heard that something was going on, and then somebody came up panicked wanting Yae Miko's help or something, and Yae Miko pretty much just told him no, in a very sassy Yae Miko way. But let's finish out this character quest. That'll probably take at least a little bit longer. But I've been saving it for a while just because I wanted to tie it with something else that didn't take too much time, so seems kind of perfect.
Oh, are you debt collectors? Yohei said to tell you not to worry. He'll be able to pay you back as soon as he has enrolled a few disciples.
Debt collecting is rough
Debt collectors?
and scary.
No, we're not here for anything like that. But, it sounds like Yohei and Shingo have gotten themselves into a bit of a pickle.
It does indeed, Paimon.
Well, yes. I don't think there's any disputing that. Those two don't have an ounce of dedication between them. They just hop between ideas and won't stick to anything.
Huh.
Huh? But Yohei said his brother has always wanted to become a sword master, and even asked Domon to be his sensei.
Isn't that the guy who lost his vision?
That's true, yes.
And,
Shingo
freak out for a bit?
begged Domon to take him on, and eventually, he finally relented. But even after convincing a renowned sensei to give him a chance, he was the same as ever, bumming around in class instead of focusing on his training. In the end, Domon had had enough and kicked him out. But Shingo was resentful about it. He blamed Domon for not seeing his potential.
Well, if you don't show up and study, you're gonna get kicked out no matter your talent.
To a duel.
Oh.
Wait,
Did he lose?
that's not what we heard.
That's absolutely not what we heard, yeah.
Oh, how interesting. We heard a slightly different version. My brother wasn't about to resign himself to defeat. He trained every day as hard as he could and finally proved himself by defeating one of Domon's best disciples in a duel recently.
Oh.
Yohei said that? That Shingo trained hard. That's ridiculous. He just lay there cussing to high heaven all day, every day. Some training regimen, that is. Yohei did tell me about Shingo winning the fight, but I took it with a grain of salt. You can ask Kenji at the village entrance more about that.
Gee, my church
He
stream
always
title.
has reliable information.
Okay. I wonder if this ties back into the, you know, way back when the dude lost his vision. Because was that not Domon? Oh, my stuff is freaking out for a second here. Sorry about that. 1 sec. There we go. Because Domon really does to me sound like it was that guy, but maybe I'm misremembering the name. Hi, Kenji.
Hey there, we've come to ask you about the Kato brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean Shingo and Yohei?
Yeah, we heard that Shingo defeated an apprentice of Domon's recently. Is that true?
Interesting.
Yes, it's true.
Oh.
Wait, so
No.
are you here because you heard they're starting their own school and you're looking to sign up?
We're not here to sign up,
But where'd
we
Yae
would
Miko
like
go?
to hear more details about the fight.
Well, you've come to the right person.
She just said
So
like
want to
something.
watch it?
The thing is, even if you have talent, if you don't dedicate yourself, it's still doesn't mean you're gonna not get kicked out, you know? Same thing with school. You could be very talented, but if you don't do your homework, you don't do your assignments or show up for tests and exams, it doesn't matter. Other shoes.
It was like flowing water, mesmerizing to watch. Domon's disciple is no pushover, but he was absolutely no match for Shingo.
Is Shingo really that strong?
Yep, he seemed pretty euphoric after winning the duel too. He was
He's probably pretty
celebrating
happy,
very
yeah.
vocally, saying something like, "What a duel! I haven't felt this good in a long time."
Nice.
Any other details to share? We've heard that Shingo has
I just
been
like her
behaving
voice,
rather
too.
out of character since then.
I'd definitely say that he has more energy than he used to.
In the past, he never used to do much except lie around sunbathing all day. But just yesterday, for example, I saw him cutting down
Interesting.
trees for the
Maybe
village
getting
head.
kicked out was the kick he needed to actually dedicate
One
himself to.
afternoon,
There
he
is
did
that
what most
chance.
people couldn't finish in 3 days. Not only that, but he managed to fell a lavender melon tree with just one kick.
Part of these do sound like maybe they're just rumors, but there's very much characters in Genshin lore that could do stuff like that easily, you know, including us.
Quite impressive.
Things got weird after that, though. The village head brought out some tofu for him, and he just flipped out.
Oh, you're gonna offend Yae
What is
Miko.
that stuff? Keep that away from me! And then ran off.
Lady Guji, esteemed
Ooh.
exorcists.
She's
Finally,
gonna
I
get real
found you.
mad.
I found my brother. He's at the waterfall, and I've got the salt you asked for too. Come on, let's go.
Oh, as much as I'd prefer to stay and hear some more delicious details, I suppose we'd better be going now that he has been found.
Okay. Exercise. This would be the closest to that. Yeah, the character quests genuinely I think are really, really good in story. I think some of my favorites so far were I thought that Yelan's was actually pretty good. But I genuinely thought that the Ajdaha one was really good. Can I, oh, this, hang on, oops. Oh, can I not see the ones in this page? I might have to go to... Here it is. Trying to remember all of them. Like, I really genuinely don't remember a whole lot. I remember Razor, I'm pretty sure, is how you unlock the wolf fight. Deluxe I thought was alright. Please was very cute. Let's see, what other ones did I really like, though? I really like Tartaglia's, though. I know a lot of people really dislike Tartaglia, and he is absolutely, you know, he almost murdered the entirety of Liyue Harbor. And then, you know, we lost the Jade Chamber, and then as a result, we also had to fight Osial's wife. I think her name was Beisht afterwards. But, you know, the whole, like, him basically throwing everything on the line, the speech about if you give someone a dream, you protect it. I liked that a lot, actually. I thought that Zhongli's quests were very, very good. Ganyu's quest made sense for a character, it was nice. I thought Two Taos was very funny. Same thing. The Raiden Shogun, again, I just think the Raiden Shoguns was just one of the best character designs they've had. Ayato was one of those, like, it was very, like, it spoke a lot to his character, as well as, like, the whole fixing everything behind the scenes, but I actually didn't enjoy it as much. Yeah, let's keep doing this. I know people, like, again, not only have people been doing the Drumalong Festival, but they've also done this character quest a long time ago. I'd just been saving it for when I could do it with an event or something that was shorter.
Look over there.
And I just genuinely figured, hey, this event took a lot less time than I thought,
Yohei's brother.
so why not finish it now? I was gonna do it with Yelan's, but it took forever to do Yelan's.
Waterfall. That's pretty wild. Hey, listen. He's talking to himself.
Woo! How's that? Can you feel it?
Is he alright?
Can you feel the feeling?
Oh my gosh.
Found your own school. Ha! So shallow. How can a manly man aspire to something
Jeez.
so lame? Please spare me. Spare me. I can't feel the manliness. I can't even feel the cold anymore.
I don't want to be rude to this guy,
Can't take
but even after
anymore.
talking to, like, Ito doing dumb things,
Die.
I think I'm losing brain cells talking to this guy.
Save me.
Yeah, Miko's just smiling at him.
Did you hear that? All the nonsense aside, he's going for help.
Huh? Who goes there?
He stood up. And now he's coming this way.
What's he gonna do?
No,
I know the Traveler isn't
don't come
great in
any
game, but
closer.
canonically the Traveler's, like, really strong.
What do we do? Miko, think of something.
Oh, poor thing. Yohei, your brother's life is hanging in the balance, and he's using his final breaths to call on you for help. Whatever shall we do?
Well, how should I know?
He's just so disinterested.
The way it looks to me is that Shingo feels terribly resentful to you about something. Would you
Oh,
mind telling me what that's all about?
interesting.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know.
You don't know. But surely you should have more insight than anyone else into how your brother came to be this way.
Is this another story betrayal? I feel like Inazuma has this problem. I know lore-wise Mondstadt does as well, but
This is a life or
he
death
Luke's father and whatnot.
situation.
I never understood how the Knights were gonna take credit for defeating the monster that Luke's father fought off, and then somehow the credit in the manga went to
Your brother is
Dottore,
your
one of the
closest
harbingers of
relative.
everyone.
You must have noticed straight away when he started acting out of character.
Yeah, you would think.
Yet, 5 whole days pass before it occurs to you to come and seek help from me. You really expect me not to notice the gaping holes in
Oh.
your story?
But Miko is of everyone really good at seeing through stuff like that.
As you wish. It's fine by me if you don't want to tell the truth.
She's
But
gonna turn around and
after
walk
Shinra
away.
dies, you'll be next.
Oh.
It's futile trying to escape. Anywhere in the world you run to, it will be right behind
What did
your
they
back.
summon?
After all, you did summon it together.
All right, I'll talk. I'll tell you everything. My brother and I used a wishing incantation. We made a wish. Yes, that's it. The one that's all the rage right now. You just have to recite an incantation at midnight and your wish will be granted. Just like the book described, we drew the magic symbol, stepped inside it barefoot at midnight.
Like
said the
Seely's?
incantation,
Like that
and
thing?
lo and
That doesn't
behold,
look like a Seely.
spheres of light appeared all around us. After my brother wished to become a swordmaster, it really worked. Out of nowhere, he suddenly had these amazing
Wonder if he's
sword
possessed by like a
skills,
swordmaster.
But his whole personality changed too.
Because he was living his dream, I suppose.
I was worried that if he
Oh,
goes
that
back
too.
to normal, he'll lose
Well, maybe
his
he doesn't
skills
want his
with
brother
the
to lose
sword.
his dream, you know?
If that happens, it'd ruin our plans to
Oh,
start a
never mind,
martial
maybe
arts
not.
school, and we'd be back to being poor. I just wanted to keep this under wraps until we'd managed to get the dojo set up and paid off our debts.
But then if you had a school going, even if you paid off your debts, you know, could be difficult.
Because with the way he's acting now, I was worried.
Because
that
then what are you
rumors
gonna do?
might
Have a
start
school with
spreading
potentially
that he's
someone who
gotten
can't teach
involved in
them?
the occult arts or something, and then no one would want to sign up as his disciple.
Oh.
So I was thinking that.
And if it's
maybe
all the
we
rage, I
should
don't
find
think
a
people would
way
care
to
that
get my
much.
brother back to
Maybe I'm
normal,
wrong, though.
but let him keep his sword skills.
I really don't think Yae Miko cares that much about
Look
it.
at you with your ingenious schemes. Stop deluding yourself. These newfound sword skills are not
Yeah, it was a
his.
possessing
They
spirit.
belong to the spirit that has possessed him.
You're right. We were wrong to do what we did. We had this coming.
All right then.
Oh.
Your turn now, my little friend.
Are we just gonna beat the crud out of
Toss
him?
the salt and then draw your
It's gonna be
sword.
like when Beto said we were gonna have a really difficult competition in a sword fighting tournament, and then we just destroyed everyone.
What is that?
Oh, it is a samurai though.
It's the spirit.
See that? That's what you summoned. And look, now that Shingo's no use, it's coming straight for you.
I just love how nonchalant she is about everything. She just does not care.
Fainted. What do we do now?
We do nothing. But you, little one,
Oh.
just a quick fight and this will all be over.
Miko, I will put you in my party and make you fight.
Who's this? Ah, a fellow swordmaster.
You do use the sword, I don't know if that makes us sword master.
Fight me!
More like an elemental warrior or something like that, I suppose.
Be careful.
Gotcha.
This guy's not very careful, we'll do this.
Inazuma shines eternal.
That, I probably didn't need to do that, jeez. And that's the sword skills of the guy that he summons, so...
Excellent.
And he beat like one of
What a rush.
Domo's best disciples. That really doesn't give me encouragement
This great.
for how strong some of the samurai actually are.
Disappeared.
Now, to be fair, I think in this world anyone without a vision isn't actually
There.
that crazy strong, you know?
Well, I'm unsure is confused. Do you know what that was all about?
I do have a rough idea, actually.
We can talk about it later. They're about to wake up.
I might be wrong, but we'll see. Figured it's just something around like that, lingering regrets, and that's maybe why he was willing to possess him, but that could just be wrong.
Are you alright? Yohei, I had the weirdest dream. I dreamed that
It's interesting that the ritual, even if it didn't work for everyone, from this book or whatever it was, I don't remember where it came from. I remember the name that they were talking about. It makes me wonder, if this hasn't happened to other people, you know?
I was terrified and I wanted to take control of my body back, but I couldn't.
Manliness.
And the voice kept talking about manliness.
Shingo, we shouldn't have made that wish. We summoned a spirit and it possessed you.
Yes, and had we not come to your rescue, your life would have been over before too much longer.
Until they died of fatigue.
Then the spirit would have haunted
That's
your
what it would have
brother
been.
until he died of fatigue.
Oh, that wasn't even a spirit, it was the stupid little...
And thank you for your assistance, exorcism experts.
All right, take him to get some rest. He's very weak right now, having been possessed for quite a few days. He will experience a high fever, but it won't be fatal. Remember, this is the price you pay. At this point, I would normally lecture you on the dire consequences of using occult methods to obtain power that does not belong to you.
You can lecture me.
You get the picture now, don't you?
Yes, we understand now. We won't do it ever again.
Thank you, Lady Guji. Thank you, exorcists.
Yeah.
We'll be on our way then.
We didn't really do anything, we just threw salt at him and then beat the crud out of him. I don't know if that really counts as being an exorcist, but I will take it.
Miko, would they really have lost their lives if we hadn't gotten involved? And if so, why the heck were you so reluctant to help out?
They would have been fine. I had to scare them a little, though.
Oh my gosh.
I think these two lazy rascals would have learned
So they
their
wouldn't have died
lesson.
of fatigue. That's really funny.
What was it that possessed Shingo?
Looks like one of the spirits when we did like the cleansing
Sure
ritual.
you can figure out
Way
what
back
kind
when.
of spirit had possessed him, can't you?
But doesn't like tofu. That's what we gotta say.
Paimon's got it. It was an Oni.
Correct. Although it possessed Shingo, it didn't have any ill intentions. As a matter of fact,
That was basically
I
Miko's
actually
nemesis
seemed
once he
it
said he
was
didn't
trying
like
to
tofu.
train Shingo to become bolder.
Oh, there we go.
Fair enough. But it seems like it had the opposite effect.
Yeah, to an
Tossing
extent.
salt caused it to temporarily leave Shingo's body. Then you exhausted its strength by fighting it, so it disappeared.
It's like
Even if
Shaman
we did
King.
nothing at all, Shingo would have
I haven't seen that
eventually
series in a long
become
time.
too weak for
Or
his
read it.
body to host the
I think
spirit,
they've remade an
and it would
anime
have
for the
lost its
original
own
manga. Because the original anime did not follow the manga. I think it had the same
issue
issues catching up to it.
Still, the experience may ultimately have been more effective than me scaring them into submission with a little exaggeration.
Whew. Well, the main thing is that nobody got hurt.
That's
All
true.
right, seems like we've wrapped up everything here. Come on, off we go.
There's gotta be more to it than that. I only did about maybe 10-15 minutes of dialogue. Character quests usually take at least a couple hours.
Sure about that?
You mean you disagree?
The book. Oh, are we gonna go investigate the book?
Oh, you mean that they got the incantation from that book? Yes, I know the one.
Wonder who wrote it.
Actually, that book's the whole reason we came looking for you at the shrine today.
Is that what it was?
Incantations seem
I said I only did like 2 dialogue things, and it was basically us finding about
Human
something
beings
like
don't
this
have
in
powers like
Inazuma,
us yokai.
and then
It's
showing
quite
up
understandable
us
for them to
yokai.
be interested in incantations to summon the supernatural.
That's not
Yeah.
the point. The problem is that the incantations in the book are actually capable of summoning spirits and stuff. And loads of people are trying it.
That could be problem done in
Even
mass.
then, humans only have so much strength. Even if they do successfully summon a spirit with the incantation, it won't stay with them for very long. I really wouldn't fret about it.
But who wrote this book? And why? Don't we think there might be a bigger safety risk here? What do you think, Traveler?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Miko's... I am curious about Miko's reaction, but if Miko says it's fine, we probably don't need to worry.
When you put it that way,
Yeah.
she has been
She's the
pretty
reason we would even
trustworthy
contend
so
with the Raiden
far.
Shogun, so
She said from the beginning
know.
that it wasn't anything major.
I trust her.
So far, there
That might
hasn't
not
been
be
any
the smartest thing to
big
do, but I do trust her.
Lady
finally found you.
Kuroda, what are you doing here?
I'm here to report on Yae Publishing House's sales for the last month. All the numbers are here. Please.
Oh, did they just dip? She's gonna be upset if they dipped.
What? We're losing market share?
Ooh. Did we just sneak off and run away?
Overall bestseller, readers' favorite, and trending ranking. We're being beaten in all categories.
Oh, now it's personal.
One book is topping the charts. It's called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits.
Oh, she's...
Back here now!
Okay.
What is it? You have a really scary look.
Never even heard her like raise her voice like that. She's mad.
Things just got serious. A first-hand guide to summoning spirits is an all-round book, summarily beating the novels of the Yae Publishing
Oh
House
my
by
gosh.
every analysis. Just what is that supposed to mean? I worked extremely hard to promote our latest featured work, and now a rival book comes out of nowhere and steals our thunder.
She's not
If
happy.
this isn't the very definition of intolerable, I don't know what is.
I mean, that's trends for you. Sometimes the most random things become super, super popular out of nowhere.
You are going to help me.
Okay.
How is this our problem all of a sudden?
We owe her our lives for helping with the Shogun. We also technically, I mean, don't we owe like Toma? Toma saved us at one point too.
Don't we think there might be a bigger safety risk here?
Granted, so is like
Am I to
Shenhe.
take it that the safety of the people of
And quite a few
Izuma
people, actually.
isn't so important in
My
your eyes
gosh.
after all?
You don't have to coerce us. You might have to coerce Paimon, but I would have come up.
What just happened? Again, you technically have a point, but this feels all wrong.
Nothing's wrong, okay? Come on. We're going
Oh, we're going to war. Oh.
I'm going to head back and make some preparations. Meet me outside the Yae Publishing House.
Is this gonna be a defamation campaign? Why do I get the distinct feeling that that's what we're about to do? Oh my gosh. That is really funny though. She didn't care at all when she finds out the book's actually becoming a huge bestseller. She's like, nope, this is a problem now. Oh, real quick, actually, since we got some, I think I can maybe finish leveling up my donut. Oh, perfect. Been meaning to do that for a while. I need to level up Yae's weapon. I'm actually, like, with Kuki Shinobu, I'm glad that we have Jade Cutter. I haven't used Ayaka a whole lot recently. I do use her a fair bit. But we'll be able to test out Kuki Shinobu, if assuming we get her. You know? There's a chance that we just roll down and don't get either her or Goro. You know, that's just how Gacha is. But I would hope I can get just... I'm looking for C0 both of them, because they're the 2 4-stars I won't have. I farmed up enough mats from the boss to get her to... I'm missing... It's 20 for the last level, and it takes 46 in total. So I can get her to at least, like, level 80, I think. I don't know if I have enough spirits. I really don't like farming these. I've also had to farm a bunch of them for, like, Kokomi talents and such, but we'll see. I do have a built Ganyu, like, Zhongli team, so I can do it. It's just annoying. I don't like farming those enemies. Definitely won't be able to get her talents too high, I guess, but it should be fine. Next couple days, too, on my own time, I'll probably farm some of them.
Why don't you take a guess? I'll give you a hint. It's to do with the Yae Publishing House.
Okay.
Oh, Paimon knows. Combine the reputation of the Yae Publishing
That's kind of what I thought she was gonna do, but surely she wouldn't go to that length, you know?
Oh, wow. Your first guess and you got it absolutely
She's wrong. Yeah, since that was my first goss, so I feel like it was wrong. Yeah, nice Paimon. The looks on their faces. Gucci doesn't seem like someone who'd do such a blatant move.
Summoning Spirits is the hottest light novel right now. If we did as you suggested, we would effectively be advertising
That is
to
true.
everyone that the
You tell people they
incantation
can't do something, then they're gonna go do it.
In bending over backwards trying to warn everyone about the dangers, all we would accomplish is to create more curious readers ready to try them
Well,
out.
that is why she has the mind of a businesswoman almost.
Would only
You know?
increase further.
I don't have a mind for business.
Yeah, that would be pretty catastrophic.
We're not the Tenryou Commission, Paimon. I don't even think we can do that.
Leaving aside the issue of the enormous manpower and resources such an operation would require.
Yeah, that too.
Going to such lengths over
She does do a lot of interesting things, both in front of like the light of day and behind the scenes, but she doesn't try to outwardly like hurt Inazuma ever.
Well, I've been thinking.
I wouldn't say nothing. Yae Miko definitely has a plan.
First-hand guide to summoning spirits. It has many other good qualities besides the incantations alone.
Oh, there you go.
The book contains many ancient kaiden, or tales of the supernatural, and is written in a very engaging
Yeah, I have
way.
friends who are interested in that kind of
is why
stuff.
the book has become so popular.
Supernatural.
I think we're going to have a difficult time trying to rein in its
Oh, she
popularity
wants to
when
rate.
it's the
Oh,
only
interesting.
work in its league on the market. That's right. How do you get rid of the next big thing? You replace it with the next big thing. So
Oh,
what we are going
it's
to
a gamble.
do is create Inazuma's newest hit novel.
I'm not a writer, Yae
Smash
Miko.
our rivals' sales numbers and win our readers back. That is how Yae Miko wages war.
That's a very businessy tactic, yeah.
This will also be the best way to combat the influence of a first-hand guide to summoning spirits.
This doesn't cause her more headaches as the Shrine Maiden as well.
So, you want us to write a novel?
Well, becoming an accomplished novelist certainly isn't an overnight process.
She's just gonna edit everything.
Let's not forget that I am the chief editor of the Yae Publishing House.
I believe now she's very businesswoman-y. She literally like edited Klee's story so that she could attach it to Alice's to that travel guide and then sell it as a dual book. And I'm sure that sold pretty well.
Anyway, there is a writer submission event going on at the moment. Start by talking to readers and finding out what they're into.
Oh, okay.
When you have an idea of what the current trends are, come back and see.
My thought with that though is you also have to be careful because if you take too long.
Find me there when you're done. I will assemble a team,
Oh.
and we can work while we eat.
She's gonna go eat fried tofu. Fair enough. But like if you were to research all the trends and stuff at the time, there's a chance those aren't trends by the time you get things written, published, you know, same thing with like games, I'm sure designed, get everything out, all the licensing, all the copyright and such. Like I can't imagine that's always going to be reliable. And again, you can never predict what'll go viral.
Big ambitious fantasy works with an original core concept and good storytelling. These days though, everyone seems to be imitating each other.
Okay, so he wants something unique.
Not only is it a good story, but the
I don't really care what they're talking about the trends, I'm going to be completely honest. But he wants something unique.
Successful light novel is having
Good illustrations.
what they should contain, and which artists
Do a lot of light novels have illustrations? I know there's a lot of manga and anime. Like, I've read The World of Otome Games is Rough for Mobs.
But on the flip side,
I didn't think the light novels had illustrations, really.
Even if you have the best story in the there's a saying that light novels are essentially a case
Buy
of
art gets
buy
for
art,
free.
get words
Interesting.
free. The illustrations in a first
So you need an artist as well as a writer?
are incredible, but it's unlike any
Unique art style, okay. So he wants something like unique with good plot and storytelling. He wants good illustrations.
I'll be honest.
Cheap
in
thrills.
most traditional stories, the protagonist usually has this
Separation,
long,
loss, untimely
drawn-out
growth, and strength, yeah.
arc. By contrast,
This guy wants
there's
something
popular
like
light
exciting.
novel at the moment called A First-Hand Guide to
It's like
Summoning
One Punch Man.
Spirits.
Strong from the get-go.
The protagonist is a kitsune who has not only mastered the secret art of incantations, but also tea
kitsune.
ceremony, painting, and calligraphy.
Are we gonna make a novel with a Yae Miko character as the main story?
Much more to light novels than
That would be interesting. Interesting.
There you are. Let me introduce the team. You've already met Junkichi and Shigeru.
Yep.
Shigeru is an experienced editor, and Junkichi is the author he's partnered with. Junkichi's working through a creative lull at the moment, but all his past works have been very popular with young people.
Oh.
He's developed a distinct and enduringly popular style. Satomi is Yae Publishing House's ace in the hole. Her specialty is that she can write all kinds of completely different stories and all under different pen names.
Interesting.
As for what those names are,
Doesn't that undermine the popularity of being a popular author,
they will
though?
be teaming up with us to collectively create the novel that knocks a first-hand guide to summoning spirits off its perch. So, feeling better about my plan
It
now?
still doesn't mean it's gonna be successful, but sure. I guess there's no skin off our back if it doesn't work.
Now then, Tell me what you found out about readers' preferences.
Good illustrations, unique, fast-paced.
All very true. An original core concept, a fast pace, quality illustrations, and lots of action.
Originality.
This is the formula that will guarantee good sales numbers. More importantly than that, even though it's a work of fiction, we have to deliver a sense of realism.
Paimon followed pretty much
I think a lot of people like fiction though because it doesn't have a sense of realism.
Question. What are we actually gonna write about? For example, we know we need an original core concept, but
That is a good question.
Before you can answer that question, you have to understand your target audience.
Yeah, that makes
Take
sense.
a first-hand guide to summoning spirits, for example. When I read it, all I find is common knowledge to the kitsune. But to the general public, it's bursting with new and interesting ideas. It all comes down to the size of the
That makes sense,
information
you know.
gap between author
Gotta put
and
yourself in
reader.
someone else's shoes.
As a
What's new to you
traveler,
isn't
there must
always
be a
new to
great
other
many
people,
things
vice
you
versa.
know that are complete unknowns to the people of Inazuma. What is commonplace to you may be fresh and original to
I mean,
them.
been to 3 nations, and most of them because Inazuma's closed off. Maybe haven't been to like Mondstadt and Liyue.
so maybe we can take
Yeah,
inspiration
exactly.
from our time in Mondstadt and Lille. But that would make it a completely different genre than a first-hand guide to summoning
I mean, we have supernatural stories from the other regions, no? The Yaksha and such.
Not at all. You don't have to worry so much about how to compete with that book. All you have to do is provide some interesting ideas based on your
I think the
travel
Yaksha,
experiences.
honestly,
As long as the core content is interesting,
from what I
my
remember
expert
recently.
team here will be able to
Knights of
flesh out the
Favonius, maybe.
details.
We've had some interesting experiences. Osile, Beisht, I don't know how to pronounce Osile's wife's name.
What do you think?
Oh my gosh. So we can go with our story. Reincarnate in another world. Yeah, but I don't want to be mean to Paimon though. I'm gonna do the Dragon and the Grand Adventure though.
That sounds like a great.
I wanted to talk about the Yaksha, but maybe that's just me. I think that would be very new to a lot of the members of Inazuma, while still in a similar genre, and interesting.
For the first time to the sight of a dragon
Workshop Bard though.
around and wreaking havoc in
Jeez.
the city. With the help of some trusty companions, the protagonist successfully defeats the dragon. But then, the dragon suddenly turns into a beautiful
When did
young
that happen?
woman.
That didn't happen, did it?
Huh?
What? Yeah, I was gonna say, huh?
Let us work together to build a better
Oh.
future. The love story between human and dragon begins today? Well, that was an unexpected development. What happened to the grand adventure?
Just that face. She wanted to write her own romance story, apparently.
Misleading.
Out of a maximum of 10 points,
Oh, we got a 9.
I'd give that a 9. The story certainly goes in an unorthodox direction, and the Dragon Girl sounds destined to be a hit character.
We did well.
Proved.
I wonder what the other stories would have given it. Are you
Good
so
job,
mad? That means we
one.
did a good thing.
You're not only drawing on your own experiences, but it seems you're filtering them through the lens of the kinds of light
I mean,
novels you've read in
the whole
past.
reincarnated thing is basically
I
just an
completely
isekai.
understand what we're trying to do here. Thoughts from the experts? Are we able to work with this general framework to make an interesting
I wonder if it would have been
story?
different though if we'd chosen the other two.
Yeah, we think it works. I tend to overcomplicate the core concept if I'm not careful, so
That's fair.
this deals with that problem.
That's good. Okay, we're done with chapter 1. Let's move on to chapter 2.
Oh, okay.
Won't that do for now?
Readers will devour your content a lot more quickly than you'd think.
Oh yeah.
If
I
we
caught up
repeat
entirely
the
on
goods
World of
now
Atonement
with
mobs in
all
like
their attention,
2.5
all our hard
hours.
work so far is in vain.
So
Hurry, chapter 2. Let's go.
yeah. I wonder if new
Can't you
chapter's
see
out
what
actually.
Satomi is waiting?
Okay.
What's wrong with you? You don't
We
look
had 2
so
other
good.
stories, right? Unless they were considered the same thing. I guess Workshy Bard and then yeah, could have been similar.
What a pity. I thought
Aw.
your beginner's luck would carry you a little
There's no need to
further
be
before it
mean,
came to
Miko.
this. But alas, the time has come prematurely.
Before it came to what? What's happened?
The bane of our existence.
Ah.
Writer's block. It's your arch nemesis.
I get writer's block when I'm trying to compose things sometimes.
I'll
Have an idea for what I want to do for like a chorus or a verse, but then trying to keep things That also reminds me of it's Orpheus and Eurydice from Hades.
Happens, the best thing you can do is have a bite to eat and take a proper break.
Yeah.
Boss, get me a plate of fried tofu and get some kushikatsu for these two. Just the basic kind will do.
We get to eat with Yae Miko. Why are they looking at her like that?
This is my treat.
Your treat? Oh, wait a minute.
Don't ask that. I feel like she's gonna say no.
Work we're doing, right?
Of course, everyone that takes part in the creative process will be paid.
Alright, cool. Then let's press on, shall we? Don't give up now, for the sake of our paycheck getting
Jeez. Come on, we can literally just... what? Rock and roll girl, that's Jinyon. Turn into... I have no idea what that's talking about. Let's do the... Yeah. That actually sounds like something like the light novels that they've shown so far.
The protagonist arrives in Liyue and befriends
Did Yae Miko know we actually know Rex Lapis? Like...
Only later do we find out that this young man is none other than Rex Lapis.
Yeah, you know, to be fair, Rex Lex is like... John Lee's apparent age to me always... I thought he was at least like early 30s. I don't know if that's just me.
To roam this vast realm. Is this the kind of cheap thrill that guy was talking about?
I don't know, actually.
I give it a
Oh, apparently it was better than the first one. I thought the first one was better.
Fun and action-packed with no dark undertones. Also, there are a great many legends about Rex Lapis. I'm sure it will spark the people's curiosity.
Does Yae Miko know that we know Rex Lapis and Barbados? Slash Jean Lee Venti?
Alright, well, let's just hope Jean Lee doesn't mind.
Surely she does.
Well, now Sato
I don't think Jean Lee would care. I really don't think he would.
Let's write about Inazuma in the 3rd chapter, shall we? I can help with
Okay.
this one. We can use the Vision Hunt decree or your experience in the resistance.
Stop this, come on, let's get rid of
Any
that.
ideas?
Literature integrity starting as a resistant soldier. I honestly think I'd do starting as a resistant soldier. I don't know if it's just me, but
When the Vision
that's what
Hunt
I'd look at too.
comes out of nowhere, the protagonist joins the resistance.
I mean, we didn't start as a rank and file soldier, but, you know.
File soldier. Find out how the protagonist goes on to make great contributions to
We
the
could do
war
that.
effort, become best friends with the resistance general,
To do that.
and get to know the Guji of the Grand Narukami Shrine.
She doesn't look so happy about this one, but we did do that too.
Everyone to finally secure a grand victory for the resistance.
I feel like she's gonna hate this one.
Surprisingly normal.
I think it's rather good.
Oh.
A lot of people still like the classic hero's journey, from ordinary soldier to great leader.
That's
a
true.
fresh take on a timeless
That's why similar
classic.
genres like Isekai keep coming back.
We'll need to rewrite the part about me giving you the Omamori.
We're probably not supposed to tell
Let's
that, are we?
change it to the mysterious lady Kitsune teaches the protagonist a spell that can make their wishes
Does she not
come
want
true.
everyone to know that we got a fancy little
Protagonist
Omamori
uses
from her?
this spell to defeat the
We still
rival
have it.
shogun in battle. That should do the trick.
Oh, so we're really going head to head with our rival on this one, huh?
Oh.
I suppose so.
To
Once
be
they're
fair,
done
we
writing
didn't
the
really...
manuscript,
Well...
I'll write the passage where the
eh.
protagonist recites the incantation myself.
Okay.
Are we done then? Do you really think this will be able to beat a first-hand guide to
It didn't really seem like one cohesive story. It seemed like 3 short stories.
Now we just need to promote it. I will
Okay.
contact an artist to make some illustrations. I'm positive they will be at least as good as those in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. We'll also need an endorsement on a paper band around the book. I can get the wonderful Ms. Hina to write that. She runs a regular Q&A column in That's Life magazine.
Oh my gosh.
Inazuma absolutely adore her. You're free to take a break while the creative team is doing their work, but please go by the Yae Publishing House at some
Oh my
point to
gosh.
commission Ms. Hina for that recommendation. Once our light novel is complete,
Did she actually make Goro dress up like Messina? I thought it was just like an anonymous thing. That's the best. Why do you keep bullying Goro? Oh, poor Goro. It's because he shows fear. Because he is terrified of her, but like if he stopped showing fear, maybe she'd stop bullying him. It's so funny. Oh, I hope so much that he's actually here dressed up like Messina. That'd be so funny.
Miss Hina doesn't usually do endorsements.
Yeah.
But since it's Lady Guji that's asking,
Worst comes to worst, we just run to
we'll see what we
Watatsumi
can do.
Island and, you know, ask Goro.
With Miss Hina getting so popular lately, a lot of people have come to us hoping to do a collaboration. But Miss Hina's not interested in any of it. She still prefers to focus all her efforts on replying to readers' letters and turns down every promotional
Oh,
opportunity
poor
she
Goro.
can.
He's just getting sucked into this super hard.
I'm getting off topic here. Anyway, if we can get that endorsement from Miss Hina, you'll definitely get an exposure boost at the beginning. May your light novel sell well and set a new record for the Yae Publishing House.
The worst part is, if they ever get into trouble for it, Yae Miko's probably just gonna pretend that she didn't know. That would be the icing on the cake, honestly. Could you imagine? Well, let's see how this
Are you
goes.
sure you'd like to submit this entry? Let me see. The Miraculous Adventure
Thousand
of the
Hands.
Traveler by
Interesting.
Thousand Hands.
What a strange pen name. Definitely your doing.
Interesting.
Been around you so much recently, Paimon's slowly starting to understand your unique.
Her pen name was Fried Tofu with all the
What do you
frills.
mean, strange? It took a lot of work by a lot of different people to get this thing finished.
Oh, that's
Don't you
fair.
think it's a very descriptive
I didn't
pen
think about
name?
that.
We'll get this printed as a matter of priority and conduct trial sales in pilot locations throughout Inazuma. I'll announce the sales numbers in 3 days.
Okay.
Paimon's getting a little nervous now.
We are not all professionals.
Gonna work.
We had a touch on the
That's
team.
right.
Yeah.
Be confident in your work. That's exactly how a light novelist should be.
Okay, then I'll sign you up. Please come back in 3 days
I think
for the
confidence is
results.
key as long as you're not
Thank you all
overconfident.
for your submission.
No matter what you
I
do.
wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you. Wait for 3 days, huh? I think the longest I've had to wait is 2, but... apparently the max we can wait is 2. I don't know if it's just me, but I wish that they did this time skip a little bit faster. I don't know if it's like a processing thing or just a visual thing. But, when you have to do it for events and such, it gets very old very fast. I'm also wondering, this is a character quest, so eventually something probably happens where we end up in a domain fighting about something. You know? We did not wait 3 days, but...
You've all finally made it.
Did
Good
it do
news,
well?
everyone. I just received word that your light
Oh,
novel is flying off the shelves. Multiple sales locations are asking when we'll be printing more copies.
Well, people probably are interested in the Traveler. I don't know how widespread it is what they did, but
Is an amazing accomplishment for
I'm sure most people in Inazuma have some idea.
sell 30% of what you've sold. I have free
It's probably also because of Hina's, or Goro's,
The payment will follow
know,
shortly, and I'll notify you to come
advertisement.
when the time comes.
Oh yeah, the whole reason why we made this light novel was to combat the influence.
I don't know if I'd say that out loud.
Guide to summoning spirits.
In the middle of, like, the bookstore.
We sold a lot of copies, but it doesn't feel like we accomplished your goal.
I mean, it's not like there can only be one popular book on the shelf, you know?
Oh, don't worry. The change is already underway.
Okay.
Listen to what the people around us are talking about. The conversation has already moved
Watch
on.
another version of that novel come out and become an issue.
Have you heard about this latest Kaidan thing doing the rounds? You just need to recite the incantation from a first-hand guide to summoning spirits at midnight, and your wish will come true.
Oh, that? That's a throwback. That's
Oh,
old
okay, I
news,
was like,
man.
they're immediately talking about it, Miko.
No one's talking about that anymore. The secret spells of Lady Kitsune is the new hit thing. I've already memorized all the incantations.
The Secret Spells of Lady Kitsune.
The secret spells of Lady Kitsune?
They did do another one. That's so funny.
You haven't read it yet? Okay, so supposedly, if you recite the spell in there on a moonless night,
Oh, Miko's gonna be so mad.
Kitsune and all the other powerful yokai, they can make any of your wishes come true. I heard that the incantations in a first-hand guide to summoning spirits have weird side effects. This one guy wished for a load of Mora and got it, but then one night it all turned to
Interesting.
leaves and he developed
See, the
a
problem
light
with using, unless it was somehow Yae Miko that did
One of the
this,
secret spells of Lady Kitsune
kind of
to
an
get
issue.
rid of the discomfort. That
Because the Lady Kitsune is, it is Yae Miko, isn't it? I guess she's the Lady Guji, but something like
Pretty
that.
much everyone I know is desperate to try it out. Just waiting for a moonless night.
Well, we failed, Yae Miko.
Well, I better go and prepare too.
She
Well,
doesn't look so happy.
Feeling less worried now?
What do you mean? They're talking about another incantation book.
You're right.
Unless that was in our book.
What's this moonless night that they're talking about? Hyman doesn't remember that detail from the brainstorming session.
Oh, was it actually Miko? I have an idea. Maybe it actually was.
This is something that will become very important to us further down the line.
Oh.
All right. It's time to move on to the next phase of the plan.
Okay, never mind. Apparently it's all planned.
Of course. Behind every book that hits the market lies an author, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If we leave him to his own devices, he might just write another guide to summoning spirits. Also, we still need to figure out what his motive for writing it was.
Exactly.
Who knows?
That's what we need to take care of next. Fortunately, I've already managed to identify the author. He's a failed light novelist named Tomoyuki. But
Oh, so he finally sees some success. And we're gonna go ruin his career.
whatsoever of having written the book.
Never mind. Maybe he got possessed as well then.
This is another case of possession. Only this time, whoever possessed
Interesting.
him actively sought him out. After his novel submission failed, he was walking aimlessly in Araumi. In frustration, he shouted out, "Please, someone, anyone, help me write a truly
Interesting.
amazing novel." After that, he lost consciousness.
But the spirit
Oh, he got help?
the book has already left him now, right? So what are we supposed
Well, if he goes wishing for help again.
Simple. It wrote a summoning incantation in the book, didn't it? So we can just use its own method to make it manifest itself.
And then we're gonna beat the crud out of
You,
that
my
spirit.
little friend, are the perfect candidate for this role. Oh, what are you talking about? The fun's just about to begin.
Is this gonna be a domain? Are we about to, like, it was one thing when it was a samurai, Miko. If it's a literal, like, author, I don't feel so good about that. Oh, wrong person. Because in that case, they're not exactly a fighter, right? I'm wondering if this is where they tie in the domain, though, because basically every character quest has a domain. Where you, like, try out the character. Obviously, I own Yae Miko. She's level 90, and I have her weapon, but, you know. Love that she's already here, too. Every character I spare. We can teleport, and people still get here faster. Yeah, this is the domain.
The ideal spot for a little meet and greet with a certain elusive author. This is the place where we are most likely to succeed in summoning the spirit.
Really?
Okay.
But it feels so eerie here.
That seems rather fitting, considering that we are dealing with the spirits of the deceased here. What are you so afraid of, honestly? We're finally about to meet the true author of a first-hand guide to summoning
I'm a
spirits.
little excited.
Aren't you excited?
But
Paimon's heart is pounding, but Paimon's pretty sure it's not because of excitement.
yeah, Paimon's a little bit scared, but
Come on, in we go.
I feel bad because I do think Paimon's. I don't know what Paimon's actual age is, but like the way Paimon acts, it feels like we're, you know, taking a child with us everywhere. Don't worry, Paimon. We'll be okay. Yeah, we'll just hop in with this. I'd also like a substitute healer that's, well, ideally, Shinobu wouldn't also fit this build, but I know Yelan benefits from having a team that doesn't have any duplicated elements because of her whole, every different element gives her more HP. I just don't have a better healer than Kokomi. I wonder which, did they give us C2? They gave us C3, interesting. Yeah, I rolled for C2. The only characters, aside from Hu Tao, who I'm glad I got C1, because C1 Hu Tao is great, but the only non-standard banner characters that I actively did try on rerun / original run to get more than C0, because it's more important to me just have the character, was Raiden on the rerun. I went for C2, and then Yae Miko I wanted C2. Both I ended up with C1, which was okay, you know. It's just something to aim for in the future, but C2 on both of them is such a big power spike for both Miko and Raiden. But like I said, it just didn't happen. I lost, like, too many 50-50s rolling from. But then I skipped other banners and such, you know? A lot of reruns skipped. Interesting.
Probably a scene from ancient Inazuma.
It's a spirit from the past, so...
Good piece of artwork and all, but it's also kinda eerie. So it's a bit scary.
Yeah.
Looks like the artist signed their name.
Interesting.
It's not very clear.
Let's go inside and take a look.
Yeah, why not? Hey.
Right now. Illusion shattered.
Oh, I forgot to hit you again. I was like, why am I still running?
Vengeance will be mine.
I do still need to revamp my Eula artifact set. You guys have no idea how long I've been farming Pale Flame. I also need to revamp my Hu Tao artifact set. Some of the artifacts I need to switch to HP instead of attack. I just had a really hard time finding good Crimson Witch pieces.
Hey, is that a mirror? There's a really weird looking stool as well. Wonder what it's
Here's the mechanism to reset and
I
activate the form
see.
stance.
Huh. This setup is quite handy. Saves me a lot of work. All right, go and take a look around.
Oh,
There
okay.
should be a mechanism somewhere that makes the whole room move.
What are the... Did that not work?
Right here.
Why are there treasure hunters down here?
Shine down. Busted.
Am I stuck? Oh, okay. Where did they... Wait, what? Oh.
Gotcha.
That was an angle. Okay.
Torn to oblivion.
Guess we are in the corner. Interesting. Yeah, I kind of just ended up falling down here because I was looking for the other mechanisms. I have no idea where I'm at. Oh, there's a wind tunnel over here.
Illusion shattered.
Busted. Emerge. Crush.
Oh, there we go. Okay, we're back in this room. Yeah, I have no idea where the other mechanisms are, because I don't think this affects... I can't even hit it again. I was going to say, there has to be some in another room, then I'd imagine. It'd be funny if we could just cheat with, like, Kujo-Sar or something like that, and have her activate it that way. There's a wind tunnel here. Interesting. I have a feeling this puzzle is going to be one of those that takes me a lot longer than it probably needs to. Okay, this one's blocked.
There is no
No,
escape.
I'm just gonna...
Now you shall perish.
Oh, there we go. Where's the... We are looking for the switches of some kind. I just don't see them. Interesting. Are there any other movable walls? Are these stuck? It would appear as though they both are, yeah. Interesting. Does this take us even further up? No, this is where we came in. Oh.
Gotcha. Flood of frost.
Interesting.
I condemn you.
Oh, ow. I never time it correctly to dodge that spin attack. I'm pretty sure you can. Alrighty. I'm absolutely certain that each of the wind tunnel ways there's probably... Oh, there was something over here. Each of the wind tunnel ways there was probably just one of the things we needed to move. I just have no idea where it is. We need to make it so we can move all these doors, probably. You just have to destroy that. Oh, yeah, that's probably it. I didn't think a breakable object would be what was standing in the way there. That's cool. So the way we went before, there probably was another way.
Right here.
Alright, so back this way. This is the one we did last time. I think we actually need to drop down, don't we? Unless... Like, there's the lampstand right... Oh. Okay, fair enough. I'm blind. Okay.
Whoa. It's the painting we just saw. It's turning this way along with the whole wall.
It's just a painting, Paimon. It'll be okay.
Okay. Next, I will show you a secret kitsune spell.
Oh.
This painting is a swift summoning medium, which means I'll be able
So you
to
do have
skip
secret
many of the
kitsune
more
spells.
tedious steps. The murky mirror reflects the view of Inazuma in a bygone age. Spirits stirred by the sight of the past will be easily drawn to it.
That's fair enough.
You're up next, little one. Come on, sit yourself down here.
Are you about to use us as bait?
The whole point of a summoning ritual is
Well, what are
for
you
a
gonna
dead
do, beat the crud out of
person's
us?
spirit to possess a living person's body.
Why can't you do it?
You saw what happened to that Oni samurai spirit. After leaving the host's body, he was only able to maintain his form for a very short time
Interesting.
before disappearing.
She...
Positive that summoning a spirit to possess the traveler isn't gonna have any lasting negative consequences?
See, Paimon's asking the real questions here.
You really care about the
Aw.
little one quite a lot, don't you? I'm a little jealous. I wish my friends
What do
were
you
caring
mean?
like that.
If no one else, I cares
Anyway,
for you a lot.
Are you scared, little friend? Don't you worry now. It'll be over soon. Just think of it like having a dream. Sit on the chair, stare at the painting, and relax your body and mind. Try and be natural. There's really no need to be nervous.
Okay. It's like a picture.
It's like she's sitting inside the painting. Huh?
Is it?
Is Paimon seeing things? Did the painting just move?
More like she's just sitting in front of the painting now. Oh.
Recite the incantation in your heart.
That's
little
pretty
one.
neat.
Also, you'll need to have some intense thoughts going through your head. A wish, for example.
Please let me get Shinobu and Goro on Wednesday without getting Hito. Or spending all my wishes.
First-hand guide to summoning spirits. Anyone?
Probably something to do with
Please let me write a good book about the supernatural.
The wish needs to be heartfelt, though, so let me help add a little realism to the equation.
Okay.
The book is selling exceptionally well, Traveler, but we're going to need an outline for Chapter 4 as soon as humanly possible. When is the earliest that you can turn it in by?
The painting is moving again!
I don't know if I would say that was a real, but sure. That is an ominous looking spirit. Worst comes to worst. Oh, that look. Jeez. Oh. Why is everything blue?
I never thought the day would come when I'd be summoned using my own ritual. Getting a taste of my own medicine. What have we here? Another budding writer? What's come over you all? Why is everyone wishing for help with their writing? Are novels so popular in this day and age?
Actually becoming less popular, I think.
So you are the one who wrote a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. What are you trying to do, Why'd you put that summoning incantation in the book, huh? What's your game here?
Maybe we let Yae Miko do the interrogation.
What's this? Oh, I see. No wonder this feels so familiar. I've walked right into your trap, haven't I? You ask me what my game is here? Well, of course. It was to use this incantation as a means for all the souls of the departed yokai to make their glorious
I like how just unimpressed she looks again, though.
plunge all of Inazuma into a brutal, bloody war.
What? Paimon knew it!
Unless he's just joking.
Oh, did you now? Then how naive of you to let me possess this body so easily. I sense, yes.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, like...
within her.
Oh.
Good. With this power, no one one shall be able to stand in my way.
You're standing in front of the Lady Gucci. I get the distinct feeling this guy's joking, but maybe I'm wrong. He's a writer. Might just be taking artistic, I don't know, making an artistic joke.
This body now belongs to me.
Hey, come on, wake up! Don't let him take your mind! Miko, think of something! Miko! Miko!
Yeah, I knew it. I told you. It's so funny. Something about the delivery of the line or something like that. I was just like, there's no way, right? Oh, she knew.
Oh, Rakusai, you haven't changed a bit. You caught on so quickly.
Oh, so she knew the author, though. That's interesting. She has been alive for hundreds of years, though, so.
Well, you made the face enough times that I couldn't exactly miss the hint. This is what you were going for, yes? Never one to stand on the sidelines of a good spectacle.
Actually, isn't this the voice of the guy who was talking about, Is this the guy that was talking about the little kitsune who used to want shoulder rides?
This little flying one here. Oh, poor thing scared witless.
You were having plenty of fun playing the bad guy a moment ago. Now you're trying to blame it all on me.
I remember this from the 2.7 trailer, though. Or maybe it wasn't 2.7, it was an earlier trailer, but...
Yes, we do. Of course we do.
Allow me to formally introduce the author of A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, Urakusai. No, wait.
Interesting.
To be more accurate, it's Urakusai's memory.
Memory? But isn't he a spirit?
Ah, spirits, memories. They're just different words to describe the same thing. Something that comes from the ley lines.
Interesting.
Do you remember that recent incident when the Rift Hounds were gnawing at the sacred Sakura's roots? You witnessed human memories leaking from the ley lines, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, since there are human memories, of course there are going to be yokai memories too.
Oh, Urakusai yokai.
In life, yokai possess supernatural powers, and even when they are a shadow of their former selves from a bygone era, they still have the ability to control whether they are visible or not.
Yae Miko gonna be a ghost one day?
Survive longer in the world than those of
That'd be a little bit sad, actually.
Indeed, indeed. I was wandering around the sacred Sakura's roots when I suddenly heard someone
Seeing
yelling,
that voice coming from Lumine feels odd, but...
Anyone help me write a truly amazing novel. It piqued my curiosity, so I popped inside his body and wrote a novel for him.
So
that's nice of him.
But why did you include a summoning incantation in the novel?
Oh, little one. Not to toot my own horn.
It was a kitsune.
When I was alive. I wasn't just another kitsune, no. I was a mighty and powerful Daioko. The memories of other yokai can't possess human bodies at will like I can. But with this incantation, they can go one last little joyride in the world for a couple of days.
Oh, so he's just trying to give him a little piece at the end.
They can go and get it done.
That's nice. I wonder if Yae Miko knew about this and that's why she wasn't concerned. It's still not great. Yeah. In that case, yeah, not the best, but I understand that desire. Let him have one last chance.
I guess you mean that we might leave them with some broken dreams after we leave, hmm? Oh, yes. And they might have a...
Are all the yokai so nonchalant about that type of thing? I'm sure they live through actually, like,
about human beings
more dangerous
the way
things.
That they go out and shape their fate with their own two hands, given that they're not born blessed with the same powers that we enjoy. As for those who would rather draw on external power than seek to improve themselves, it's quite right that they learn their lesson eventually. So when you think about it, we're actually doing the humans a big favor. Miko, you agree, don't you?
I suppose it's perspective.
Yes, that's what I thought too.
Alright then. You finally convinced Paimon. You guys were right.
Of course she was.
What are you scared of?
I sometimes think that Yae Miko is more knowledgeable than their own Archon. And the Shogun. Combined.
One of the most powerful yokai out there.
Yeah.
Not only that, Urakusai, but my latest work has beaten that book you wrote, A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits.
She of course had to say this.
Most popular in Inazuma.
Of course. You were never one to make extra work for yourself where you can help it. And yet you went to all this
She wanted to rub it in his face.
painting room, and even took the trouble to summon me. I knew you must have some ulterior motive. You were always the one to pick a quarrel with me when we all used to gather around and share stories. All right. You win, I lose. Happy now?
I finally get to hear you say it centuries later. Oh, I must say it feels good.
I love Miko so much.
I remember when you were just a little girl. Always
See, this is the
hanging
line.
off my shoulders.
This is the line that
A
I
few
remember
hundred
from that
years
trailer.
later,
I don't remember
we're
which
all
one, but
grown up.
Hmm.
Urakusai, how much time do you have left?
Not much.
Aw.
That goes for all of us, actually. We've all got to go back where we came from in the end.
That's not foreshadowing Miko death, right? Because I think I'd quit the game if Miko died.
But they still can't help but ask, are we ever going to have another Hyakyako?
What's a Hyakyoko?
Don't you worry about that, Urakusai. Arrangements are being made.
Interesting.
When my bell rings, it means the moonless night is upon us.
Great. Wonderful. Fantastic. Miko, it's been nice catching up, but I'd better conserve my energy if I want to stick it out until then.
Is that what the whole Moonless Night thing was about? They're basically gonna make a big night where all the yokai can come back and kind of get their last hurrah.
One last thing.
That might cause some trouble, but
I just want to know, have you been well all these years?
she's been without A for a
Of
while.
course, every day is a happy one.
That's
Especially
good.
these days. Not only do I have my light novels, but I've also met
Aw.
these two delightfully nosy outlanders. And even A is finally starting to come to her senses. Quite a miracle given how pig-headed she can be.
Oh, well, great. That's fantastic.
There it is.
Urakusai, you'd be right at home in this era. A great storyteller and artist like yourself would be the Yae Publishing House's ace in the hole. And I would personally be hounding you over your next installment.
So many characters like the deceased Yaksha that I really wish we could have seen.
Are you awake? How are you feeling?
Are you all there? Here, like last time, repeat after me.
Get this line. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, you beat me to it. Looks like your brain is intact. So, your first possession, What was it like?
Remember everything pretty clearly. Yeah, that's what it seemed like the other guy was saying too, though.
Good. Saves me from having to explain everything again. Hearing Urakusai admit defeat has put me in the most wonderful mood. In return, it's only fair that we make sure to deliver on what they're all hoping for. Yes, though they only represent a tiny proportion of the memories in the ley lines,
Are we gonna get to see it?
quite a sight to behold when the time comes. Since you've come
That would be
this
interesting.
far, why don't you do one last thing for me, I'll need your help with the ritual.
Okay.
You cannot be serious, Miko.
Paimon, no, I wanna do it.
Have more errands for us? Huh. You guys teamed up to scare Paimon just now.
That was pretty funny.
Paimon's gonna do anything you ask for. Think again.
Aw, come on. I'm really only asking you to finish what you started. Besides,
Jeez.
paychecks are still in
Yeah,
my
well, she knows how to influence Paimon.
Paimon's paycheck?
My paycheck.
Well, there's no way out now. We're in too deep.
I love that she knows exactly what to say to make Paimon do what she wants. Right, back to the Grand Narukami Shrine. I'm interested to see if we get to see this whole ceremony actually.
Well, hello there, my little helpers. So nice of you to join me. You're right on time, too.
As if we had a choice. We just want our paychecks. So, Miko, what exactly do we have to do to make this Hyakyako happen? Also, to be clear, we actually have no idea what it even means.
It might sound
Pretty much, yeah.
ominous, but to put it simply, the Hyakyako is just a gathering of the yokai. Back in the day at yokai gatherings, once everyone had had plenty to drink, one by one they'd start soaring into the sky with their yokai powers.
So we're gonna try and scare the crud out of every human in Inazuma. Great.
But now, the yokai memories that leak from the ley lines are weak.
Oh, okay.
They are no longer able to fly. So I will be performing a convocation ritual for them, gathering all the wandering memories together in one place. When the time comes, they will gather in the sky above the Grand Narukami Shrine. Once their energy
She's
is
trying to give
spent,
him peace.
they will be satisfied.
Do we need a human for every single yokai though? Because that's what my concern is.
Preparations for the ritual have actually been made well in advance. Remember the incantation and the mention of moonless night that I added to our novel?
Oh yeah! Something about reciting the secret spells of Lady Kitsune on a moonless night.
That's the one. Actually, it's not a wish-granting incantation at all.
Okay.
It's a spell to help calm the ley line memories. When that time comes, let's
That's
all
interesting.
pitch in and help send them on their way. I will start the ritual preparations shortly, and at that time, I need you to do two things. First, tell the shrine maidens to leave the mountain.
Are they gonna listen to us if we say that?
During the Hyakyako, a whole swarm of yokai memories will be hanging around in the air above the Grand Narukami Shrine.
Oh, so we don't need a possession, it seems like, for every single yokai. That's good.
Potentially getting possessed. After that, I will commence the ritual, and the memories will begin to congregate. This will take some time. I need you at the foot of Mount Yogo during this part to keep an eye on nearby monster activity. The memories are normally dispersed and don't pose a threat. But when their energy is concentrated, it is likely to disturb the monsters.
That's interesting. I wonder who she would have been able to ask if we weren't here, you know?
Make it up the mountain. I need you to fend them off so that that doesn't happen.
Alright, got it. Then what?
Well, if at that point you felt like coming to the shrine and getting a close-up view of the yokai, I wouldn't say no.
I wonder if it's all Kitsune or they have other forms of yokai. Oh wait. It's not the... Oh, okay.
Descend the mountain? Are those Lady Kuji's orders?
Yep.
Miko said the ritual
You get free time off. I don't know why you'd be sad.
pose a physical danger to you all.
I see. I'll evacuate everyone right away. What about you?
We'll be taking care of a couple other things for her. And once we're done with that, we're gonna come back and do the ritual.
I don't know if we should say that because I don't know if we should tell them that. I don't know if they know.
Seems like Lady Kuji places great trust in you. Lady Kuji's never allowed anyone else to be in her presence when she's conducted rituals like this in the past.
We did save Inazuma,
Thank you for
and
helping with
Lua,
the ritual.
and Mondstadt,
Good luck.
and caused all three of those Archons to lose their gnosis, but that's besides the point. Which is a main route. Oh, that's a ways away, actually. Oh. I think it's probably faster to just fly down there, isn't it? There it is. So I'm assuming we just fight some monsters and then we see. I'm genuinely interested though, because we've seen so many spirits. I mean, that was the entire point of what is it, Tsurumi Island with the mist. So seeing all of this kind of come into fruition is going to be pretty cool. Interesting. I don't want to aggro the mirror maid. I know, like, it's gameplay-wise and such, but I would think after all they did too, if any of the three regions the Tui weren't allowed at all in, I know Leah was still, like, wary of them, but there's still the bank and such. I would think if any region they were just completely shut out of, though, it would be Inazuma. To be fair, though, Scaramouche showed up at the very edge, during, Ayato's story quest for a brief second, so maybe there's just no way to keep him out. The Fatui are pretty chicky. I need to heal my team. Ooh, these are harder scenes.
Illusion shattered.
There we go.
Let's get down to business. Shut up. Vengeance will be mine.
Do the samurais really... I get that they're like a possessed almost looking theme with them. Do the samurais themselves really count as monsters though?
Busted. Game's up. Fun's over. Inazuma shines eternal.
I need to strike first.
Oops. Yeah, Yelan just honestly had so much DPS to any team. That wasn't so bad. Back to the shrine.
How far along do you think the ritual is?
Oh, cutscene.
So many! They're everywhere! Huh?
Yes, the memories of the yokai. They haven't
Interesting.
been able to relax and soar through the air like this for a long time. Come with me.
That's super cool. Very neat visual design. Hey, it's a bunch of her little, the thing she bonks people with.
You alright, little one? You look a little nervous.
It's just, Hyman's never seen anything like this before. Whoa, they've really blocked out the moon.
I was about to say, what do you mean? We can still see the moon.
It does look a little intimidating, doesn't it? But I know them. They may be loud and brash at times, but they are good and brave souls. Even after losing their lives in a brutal war, they have never given in to grief or despair. Alas, their time is short.
That is sad, but... Makes me wonder, is Yae one of the very last, if not the last, Kitsune left, slash yokai? Because we really don't see any. Ooh. Wow.
Do they really have to go?
Nobody can stay forever.
Feast, and all feasts come to an end.
Oh.
Since you're sorry to see them leave, why don't you do the recital along with me?
Oh, okay. Does Lumine slash Aether actually get lines here?
Cause of this enchantment. In reverence, I perform this rite.
In reverence, I perform this rite.
To be a guiding light.
They do. That's really cool.
So beautiful! Look! Lights are coming from Inazuma City!
That is really pretty.
The book says, recite the secret spells of Lady
Oh.
Kitsune tonight, and our wishes will come true.
So she inadvertently got everyone's help. That sounds a lot like Yae Miko.
Oh, Hakushin, cause of this enchantment.
I perform this rite to be a guiding light. Your unrivaled power will be honored eternally.
Oh. Interesting. And we created the Moonless Night ourselves. That's really cool, actually.
You asked if I was doing well. Really, every day is a happy day for me.
Oh.
But watching you all leave now, I can't help but feel a little lonely. Just a little, of course.
Oh.
Just as I thought,
That's a little bit
the
sad.
ritual went very smoothly. Thank you both.
Yeah, that's like I said, it just feels like there's almost no yokai left. We almost never see any. So seeing, I mean, unless Goro counts with his ears, but. And I do feel bad for Yae Miko. Her personality and the way she acts, everything aside, like, she has her shrine mage and she has the other authors and stuff that she works with at the publishing house, but like, she still, even with A finally coming to her senses, was basically abandoned by her best friend for hundreds of years. She didn't have the rest of the yokai. Like,
I'm great.
But the look on your face just now.
I'm fine, seriously. Really, No. Honestly, you two.
Miko.
Fine. Well, if you're dead set on doing something for me, you can treat me to a meal.
Sure, no problem. A meal it is.
A meal, it's a deal. Great rhyming.
Well, see you soon then.
Appointed time, the following day. More waiting. Following day, there we go, tomorrow. Apparently at 1 in the morning. No, I do feel bad for it. It's one of those same things like... It's the same thing as Xiao, you know? I do think Xiao's character is maybe a little bit overly edgy at times, but... he's lost. And in his case too, you know, obviously Miko's yokai, as they said, they all died in a bloody war, but... the Yaksha literally went mad and killed each other, you know? Aside from, you know... the one that, got stuck in the... not any better, but the one from this last Archon/event stuff where he got stuck and slowly died in the chasm. Not much of a better fate, but like... I do wonder if they're going to put characters like that in the game ever. Because I know people had thought when they first heard the voice line from the, you know, that Kitsune, now that we know he's long past, but... if they do, maybe it does give hope for... I know people have related to what they've done with Honkai, but I still think maybe there is a chance one day they put people like Signor in the game. Just because they're not there canonically, it would obviously affect them having a character quest, but it doesn't mean they might not be in the game.
How is the next chapter of the miraculous adventures of the Traveler not released yet?
It was quite a surprise when the moonless night finally came.
Yeah, that huge black cloud over Mount Yogo that night. It just seemed to form out of nowhere.
But then nothing happened after I made a wish using the method in that book.
Yeah.
I guess light novels are just fiction after all, huh?
That does help kind of deduce some of the
nail in the coffin
stuff
for
with the other one.
incantations from novels fad. Still, something tells me the miraculous adventures of the Traveler will remain an interesting series for a long time to come.
Huh?
That's interesting.
Paimon can't see Miko anywhere. Guess she's not out here. Maybe she went inside already. Let's head in and look for her.
She wouldn't stand us up, would she? Oh, cutscene.
Huh, my little
she's here,
friends.
yeah.
There you are.
Miko, what is this? You started eating?
Paimon's so offended.
I did, yes. You're brave after all.
I did,
Being
yes.
able to eat the most expensive dishes and drink the finest sake. Absolutely free.
You ordered us the cheapest.
Oh, I just couldn't wait any longer.
Fair enough.
Boss, see these two faces here? Remember them. They're the ones picking up the bill later.
Alrighty.
I mean, we can literally just go get a ley line and such.
Come on, sit yourselves down.
We were trying to cheer her
You
up.
have to try this fish. It's found exclusively in the waters around Seirai Island.
Oh.
They shipped it to Inazuma overnight, and it was still alive right up until I ordered it.
That's
or
neat.
maybe you'd rather try this? I know, I know. I normally can't bring myself to drink sake this expensive either. If you don't drink alcohol, that's fine too. There are all kinds of fruit juices covering the whole price spectrum.
I mean, Lumine's probably of legal age. Given that she and Aether are supposed to be really, really old, actually.
Strange. I remember no such thing. Oh, so what? You did offer to treat me to a meal, didn't you?
Oh,
Anyway,
are we not
something for
VIPs?
VIP, you know. Wouldn't you find it embarrassing to treat me anything short of lavishly?
Miko, this meal is going to be super expensive. Aren't you afraid we won't be able to afford it?
Nope.
Oh, don't you worry about that. You can most definitely afford it. They're still printing your light novel.
She's taking it out of her paycheck.
You have quite the generous payment due.
Oh, that's really funny.
Darn it! She tricked us into this! Miko was after our Mora from the very beginning!
The looks on your faces right now. Too perfect. Oh, by the way,
Oh.
since nobody's wishes came true on the moonless night, novels with incantations are no longer in vogue. So you'll have to come up with something new for the next chapter of The Miraculous Adventures of the Traveler.
Well, maybe we'll come back after we've been to Sumeru.
I'm counting on you.
Might not have time, never mind. We could talk about the chasm, though. We have a lot of stuff to talk about still. The chasm, dragon spine. That's really funny, though. It's kind of a nice image, too, seeing, Yae Miko and A just kind of sitting there together. In fact, for posterity's sake, I suppose. Anyway, what else does she have to say?
I thoroughly enjoyed myself today.
I'm sure you did.
Did I mention? A saw that convocation
great.
ritual we performed over the Grand
Was she
Arataki
happy about
Shrine.
that?
I know she can be pig-headed, but it still took me by surprise when she wrote me a long, sternly worded letter about it,
Oh, that's funny.
chastising me for taking this whole thing much too far. Ugh,
Hmm.
I hardly see what all the fuss is about. Everyone seemed perfectly happy to me.
I'm a little surprised that A saw it and not the Shogun, but overall, that was a really fun character quest. I really enjoyed it. It didn't have the same, like, I guess, combat-wise stuff that a lot of the other character quests did, but in return, we had a really cool, like, insight into kind of why we haven't seen, you know, more of the yokai. It does really seem like if Yae Miko isn't like the last one, again, I don't know if Goro counts. You know, and I don't know if yokai has a blanket term, if that even counts, like, maybe it counts the Oni as well. But it's really cool to see that, you know, some of their past and where they were. It was a bit sad too. Like Yae Miko usually isn't one to show like any kind of sad emotion. So seeing her be a little bit sad, saying goodbye, potentially for the last time, you know, to all these old friends was really, really sad. But honestly, guys, I'm probably gonna call the stream there. I had a really good time though. I really enjoyed the drum event though. I thought the gameplay was actually kind of nice, and I enjoyed that. Thought it was really cool, and the Yae Miko character was. I wish I'd done it earlier. You know, maybe when it's a little bit more relevant. But like I said, I wanted to tack it onto something that would still make for a decent length stream, and this just seemed like a good opportunity to do it. But I had a really great time with this. Honestly, I'll definitely post the VOD on YouTube. And we'll just see. I don't know what I'm gonna do if I stream for the next 2 days. I know I didn't stream yesterday. It's more just the fact once I do get a job finally, and potentially once I get back into school after my gap semester, I'll obviously be streaming much less. Maybe only once or twice, even a week, if that. But until then, you know, we'll see. Maybe I'll do some more Shotgun King, more Hades or something. But really, just depends. Still trying to decide what I want to do. But like I was saying, Wednesday should be a Genshin stream, and Friday for the next potentially few days after that will probably be Fire Emblem Warriors. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. That wasn't English. Sorry. Thanks so much for watching. Anyone who stopped by the VOD, by the stream, or anything like that. I think a couple of people did stop by. Some friends from Discord, maybe. But yeah, I'll catch you next time. Bye.